Welcome to Believers Talk and this special bye-week edition as we go live for the Eagles at Saints game. That's right, I put it on Twitter. If you haven't already followed me on Twitter, it's in the description below, the link. You want to follow me on Twitter, I put it on there. Vote for what matchup you want me to get. I could do the 4 o'clock matchups today, and you guys voted, so this is what you get as we get ready for kickoff. Saints versus Eagles. Eagles need a win in this one to keep their playoff hopes alive, and the Saints are just running hot. So welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe. Again, this is mostly a Bills channel, but we do go live every single Sunday with a game of some sort. This week, we're going to do the Eagles at Saints game as we just get ready for kickoff here. Happy Thanksgiving week to everybody. And again, if you have not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We'll keep you live when it comes to all kinds of sports news, especially New York Buffalo sports. Love those Buffalo sports teams. We keep you live. We go live at least 3 times a week, so that way we can keep you updated with all things, all news around the NFL, all news around Buffalo Bills and other Buffalo sports teams. As we kick off here, Eagles receive the kickoff and take it out of the end zone. And we all know, if you're new watching, you know how much I hate when they take out of the end zone. Might as well just get at the 25-yard line, right? I mean, very rarely, in fact, in this case, there's a flag down. So Clement got to like the 29-yard line, but there's a flag down. This is going to go back. So I hate when you just don't need it when you're in the end zone. Just need that ball. Just need it. Get the ball at 25-yard line. Good starting field position at any time. So welcome to Believers Talking. My name is Joe. We just kicked off here because this is the game that you guys wanted to see. I put the poll on Twitter this morning. I said, or maybe even yesterday, I forget, who do you want to see go up against, or what, do a live play-by-play reaction since the Bills let off this week? And this is the game that was voted the one you wanted me to do. So this is what we're going to do. So it's a holding on the Eagles to start off. So they're going to start with the ball 1st and 10. It looks like about the 11, 12-yard line. So 1st and 10, Carson Wentz comes out for the Philadelphia Eagles, who need this win right now. That with Alex Smith's injury earlier today, if you didn't watch, Alex Smith got injured. So the Redskins lost. That opens things up a little bit in that NFC East. Now the Eagles, or the Cowboys, did pull up that win against Atlanta earlier today. So the Eagles need this win here on 1st down as they run to the left-hand side. Number 33 gets nowhere, gets a loss of a yard as the Saints converge on him to make it 2nd and 11. So again, welcome to Believers Talk. If you are new, my name's Joe. We do go live every single week for live play-by-play reaction, mostly of the Bills games, of course. However, this week the Bills are on a bye week, so you guys voted on Twitter to watch the Eagles-Saints game, and so that's what we're doing here. Wentz is in shotgun at 2nd and 11, 14-20 left to go in the first quarter. So from shotgun, he throws it. Pass is deflected and almost intercepted, actually, but deflected by number 26 of the Saints, just barely missed. So it's going to be 3rd and 11 now for the Eagles with 14-18 to go in the first quarter. Off to a quick start here. Again, the Eagles need this win. The Saints, coming really hot. I think they're the 1 seed right now in the NFC, so they're really hot. It's in New Orleans. We all know New Orleans is a tough place to play. That crowd noise in that dome kind of gets rocking. So right now they're rocking on this 3rd and 11 from the 14-yard line. Wentz is in shotgun formation, and the running back number 33 is now to the left of Wentz. Shotgun formation. They set up a screen to number 33 as a blocker in front. Looks like it's Clement. It's Adams. I'm sorry, it's Adams. Adams is actually going to be a little bit short, so it's going to be 4th and about half a yard. So he was able to pick up about 10 and a half on that one, and it's going to be 4th and about half a yard, 14 minutes to go in the first quarter. Again, welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We do go live, again, mostly for Bills games, as you can tell by the title, but we do go live. We try to keep things going, no matter if the Bills are on a bye week, no matter what happens around the NFL. As the Eagles set for a punt here with 13:40 to go in the first quarter. They go 3 and out on their first possession of the game. Punt is away. It looks like the Saints, Taysom Hill gets it to the 41-yard line before he is tackled. So that's where Drew Brees and this offense will get going at the 41-yard line. Guys, if you're just joining me, welcome to Believers Talk. Again, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. There's a flag down. After this flag, commercial break, what we're going to do is we're going to go over some of the scores from around the league, those 1 o'clock games. A lot of really close 1 o'clock games today. Holding on the Saints is the call. So we'll go over some of those. A lot of excitement in the NFL. I think they had 7 1 o'clock games. We'll go over that Thursday night game as well. And for those who don't know, Seattle beating the Packers. We'll go over some stats from that game. But now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Saints. 13:24 to go in the first quarter. Going over Drew Brees' stats this season: 123.8 QB rating, 21 touchdowns, only 1 interception. So this whole season, he's only thrown 1 interception. What's up, Myth? I'm glad you voted. Glad you voted me to do this game, man. Happy to see you here. I'll be here with you all game. We'll have a good time, and we'll see what happens. Again, the Eagles need this win. The Eagles need this win. NFC East is still looking wide open, but man, the Saints, they want to keep that #1 position in the playoffs. So first down, Brees is under center, and they're just hot right now. They're just really hot. Handoffs to Ingram. Ingram's bust 3 already. Ingram gets inside Eagles territory down at about the 40-yard line. So a huge run by Ingram to start this game off as he runs it. 38 yards. A 38-yard run for Ingram to start this game off on offense for the Saints. Again, the Eagles got the ball first, went 3 and out. And now Ingram on first down, the first play for the Saints on offense, gets 38 yards rushing up the middle, and then he breaks to the right and gets down inside the 40-yard line to the 39. So they're in Eagles territory at the 39-yard line. 12:45 to go in the first quarter. Brees in shotgun, no one in the backfield. Throw on first down is incomplete, dropped. But it looks like their tight end, number 89. Get your name in a second here. Maybe. Second down. 4 wide receivers. We got a run back to the left of Brees. Brees in shotgun formation. Brees hands it off to Kamara. First run of the game for Kamara. He gets it down to the 32-yard line. So it's going to go a 3rd and 3 for the Saints from the 32-yard line. First down marker being at 29. 12:26 to go in the first quarter. The Eagles got the ball first, went 3 and out. Now the Saints have the ball, moving the ball pretty well on the ground. Had an Ingram 38-yard rush and now a Kamara about 7-yard rush here. In between there was an incomplete pass to one of their tight ends. So it's now going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Saints. Brees in shotgun formation. Looks like a 5 wide receiver set. 12 minutes to go in the first quarter. You got 3 wide receivers top, bottom of the screen. Now it looks like a 4th one's coming in motion. So you have 4 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. Pass is caught at the 28-yard line for a first down. So the Saints get a first down, make it 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Number 18 for the Saints with the completion. So it's going to be 1st and 10, 11:20 to go in the first quarter, 0-0. Saints, their first possession of the game after the Eagles go 3 and out. We have I formation, and Kamara gets the ball. No, that's Ingram. Yeah, Ingram gets the ball inside the 25-yard line to about the 23 before he's taken down for about a gain of 6 on the play. So it's going to be a 2nd and 4 for the Saints. Again, welcome to Believers Talk. If you are new, again, you might be wondering why is the show called Believers Talk doing the Eagles-Saints game? Well, it's obvious. The Bills are on a bye week this week, so wanted to get on here, make sure I still got live for you guys so you guys could hear some play-by-play reaction from around the league as we have a 2nd and 5. Jason Hill is in, and he gets the snap. Does not fool the Eagles at all as he barely gets a yard as he runs kind of like a wildcat to the right. Gets it to about the 22-yard line. So Brees and Hill were both in the game. They actually did not have a quarterback in the backfield to start. Everyone was on the line of scrimmage. Hill goes into motion, gets back into where the quarterback position would be, takes the snap, runs to the right, doesn't pick up anything. It's going to be 3rd and 4 now for the New Orleans Saints here on their first possession with 10:10 to go in the first quarter. Game still 0-0 as the 8-1 Saints are up against the 4-5 Eagles. The Eagles need this win to stay alive in that NFC East, as that NFC East, the injury to Alex Smith makes things a little bit harder for the Redskins. So on 3rd down, there's a completion over the middle to Graham, but it looks like it's only a 2-yard gain, so it's going to be 4th down at the 20-yard line. So it's going to be 4th and 2 from the 20. I'm sorry, it was Arnold, 85. Arnold, 85 with completion. So it's going to be a 4th and 2. Offense is staying on the field. However, I'm not sure if I like this play call at all. You kind of want to get points in this game. No, now the field goal kicker comes out. Okay, I was going to say you want points, especially early. It's just get on the board. You saw your defense already stop the Eagles' offense to a 3-and-out. You know, you want to get the first points on the board. Will Lutz coming in for the field goal. Going to be a 38-yard field goal attempt. 9:15 to go in the first quarter. And with that, the kick is good. So 9:10 to go in the first quarter. And the Eagles go 3-and-out on their first possession. The Saints come down, kick a field goal, go up 3-0 here on the Philadelphia Eagles. As we go to our first commercial break, let's break down some of those early games for you. A lot of excitement in those early games. That's actually why I was a little bit later getting on here, because, you know, I was just so enthralled by some of these 1 o'clock games. So let's go through some of them as, again, the Saints kick a field goal to go up 3-0 here against the Eagles. Both teams have had it 1 possession. Eagles went 3-and-out on their first possession, and then the Saints score a field goal. So Dallas beat Atlanta 22-19 to move to 5-5 in the 5-5 record overall, and they're second in the NFC East now. You know, and it all depends on how the Eagles do here. But, you know, with Alex Smith getting hurt, and we'll get to that in a little bit, you know, the Eagles, the Cowboys, they have to think they still have a shot at this. So the Dallas Cowboys beat the Atlanta Falcons 22-19 in Atlanta. Field goal as time expires wins this one. Brett Maher, a 42-yard field goal as time expired. Dak Prescott went 22 for 32 in this game, 208, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Matt Ryan, 24 for 34, 291, a touchdown and an interception. Ezekiel Elliott had 23 rushes, 122 yards, a touchdown. Coleman had 8 rushes for 58 yards. Beasley, 5 receptions, 51 yards. Julio Jones, 6 receptions, 118, and a touchdown. So those are some of the highlights from that game. Go down another game. You have Baltimore, Cincinnati. Baltimore wins this one also by a field goal, 24-21. A field goal with 8:12 to go in this one. So back and forth a little bit in this one as the defense holds up with 8 minutes to go in the fourth, and then pulls off the win, 24-21. Andy Dalton went 19 for 36, 211, 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, who was in this game for Joe Flacco, went 13 for 19, 150 yards, and an interception. Joe Mixon had 12 carries for 14 yards and a touchdown. Gus Edwards for the Ravens had 17 carries, 115 yards, and a touchdown. You had John Ross at 2 receptions for 27 yards and a touchdown. Willie Snead, the fourth, had 5 receptions for 51 yards. And the Baltimore Ravens win that one 24-21 to keep their playoff chances alive. They move up to 5-5 on the season since he drops back to 5-5. We're getting close to those playoffs, guys. This is now week 11 in the NFL, so playoffs are getting closer and closer. Time to start jockeying for position if you still have a team that has a chance in the playoffs. Obviously, the Bills, maybe not so much. So we're coming back from commercial break here. We got through those 2. We'll go through some more scores when commercial break down the field, mostly on the 38-yard Melvin Ingram run. First play from scrimmage for the Saints offense was 38 yards, and then they kick a field goal, go up 3-0 with 9:10 to go here in the first quarter as we get ready to kick off. The ball fell off the tee. Normally you see that a lot in windy games. You don't normally see that in a game that's in a dome. So we're going to try this again. See if the Saints can get this kickoff. Last kickoff, the Eagles ran out of the end zone, ended up getting a penalty starting at like the 13-yard line. So we'll see if this one goes into the end zone, if they'll try to take it out again, or if they'll learn their lesson and just take a knee. Kick is in the air, and this one's gonna be returned again, even though it made it to the end zone. This time they're gonna go to the left-hand side, try the left a little bit. And he gets some room. He gets to the 40, almost to the 45-yard line before he's taken down. There are no flags on this one with 9:02 to go in the first quarter. So he does break out a little bit, gets the ball to about the 38-yard line before he's finally tackled. Clement with the return for the Eagles, number 30, about halfway in the end zone when he receives it. Again, you know how much I dislike that, but this is one of those times where it works out to their advantage. Gets tackled at about the 38-yard line before he's taken down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Eagles with pretty good field position at their own 38-yard line. Again, welcome to Bleav Talk. If you're new, my name is Joe. Bills on a bye week, so you guys voted for this game. This is the game we give you. So, excuse me, the kickoff was returned to the 45, and that's what Eagles will start. Wentz in shotgun to start, wide receiver running back to his left. Wentz is hit as he throws. Ball goes in the dirt, so it's going to be incomplete. Excuse me, guys, I'm choking on something. So with 8:58 to go in the first quarter, it's now going to be 2nd and 10. Wentz's arms hit as he's trying to release the ball. The Saints are first against the run on defense. They're second to last against the pass. Maybe that's why they're one against the run, because no one needs to run against them because they allow so many passing yards. So it's now second and 10. Wentz is in shotgun again. Running back to his left. 4 wide receivers set. Got 3 wide receivers set. You got 1 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Tight end to the top as well. Wentz fakes the handoff and takes it himself. Takes it to about the 49-yard line. So they get into Saints territory. Bring up a 3rd and about 4 at the 49-yard line for Wentz. Wentz kept it after a fake handoff, and he's able to pick up 6. 8:40 to go in the first quarter. Saints up on the Eagles 3-0 in the game. The Eagles must win in order to stay alive in the playoff race. All right, we got a 3rd and 4 here. Wentz again in shotgun. Running back to his left. Goes to pass. Pressure comes up the middle. He's able to step away from it. And the ball is incomplete. And there's no flag on play, so that's going to be a 4th and 4 for the Eagles. Looks like they'll be forced to punt again. Another 3 and out for the Eagles as they get stopped here. All right, 4th and 4, 8:13 to go in the first quarter. Saints already beating the Eagles 3-0 here as they get ready to punt it back to the Saints on their second drive. Again, the Eagles go 3 and out. So they've had 2 3 and outs on this so far today, and they punt it to the Saints. Kamara looks like he might have called for a fair catch and then started to run. That should be a penalty, I believe. All right, reconnected. Matthew, you're still there? It looks like you might be the only one watching right now, so I appreciate you coming in and watching this. Again, welcome to Leavers Talk. We're at commercial break here in this game. A lot of people probably are over there watching Philly 500 do his analysis on this game, so good for them. But this is the game that was voted on by you fans of Twitter, so I'm not sure where you're all at, but that's okay. I'll do it either way. The Eagles and Saints up 3-0. They just recovered a punt. Or just got a punt, so they'll start with their second session of the game. Go through some more 1 o'clock games. The Detroit Lions upset the Carolina Panthers 20-19. Let's see some score in that one. Again, a lot of close games, these 1 o'clock games. This is the 3rd game decided by 3 points or less. So the 2019 win by Detroit, they score a touchdown with 5:13 to go. And then Carolina scores a touchdown with 1:07 to go. However, they go for 2. And they fail the 2-point conversion to give Detroit the 20-19 victory. Don't know why you'd go for 2 in that situation and not go for the tie, but they went for the win instead. Cam Newton, 25 for 37, 357, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Matthew Stafford, 23 for 37, 220, and a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey had 13 carries, 53 yards. Karan Johnson had 15 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown. DJ Moore had 7 receptions, 157 yards, and a touchdown. Kenny Galladay had 8 receptions, 113 yards, and a touchdown. Go to the Tennessee at Indy game. This is really the only game that was a blowout as the Indianapolis Colts beat the Tennessee Titans 38-10. This game was never really all that close as the Titans were up 24-3 at halftime. So looking at the score here, Blaine Gabbert was 11 for 16, 118 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Andrew Luck went 23 for 29, 297, 3 touchdowns. Derrick Henry was 9 for 46. Marlon Mack, 16 for 61 and a touchdown. They have Tajay Sharp, 5 receptions for 37 yards, a touchdown. T.Y. Hilton had 9 receptions and 2 touchdowns and $1.55 in this game. We are back, and they're showing Kamara's fair catch signal. They're saying that it was a valid fair catch symbol, so they'll start with the ball 1st and 10 at the 14. Drew Brees on a center I formation for Ingram. Ingram gets nowhere, maybe back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the play, as it will bring up a long second down here, maybe 2nd and 9. Ooh. There's reshowing a Kelsey injury. Kelsey's arm gets not locked in between the running back and one of the defensive players for the Saints. Looks like Davis and Clement. When Clement came to block Davis, he got Kelsey's arm instead. So that's why Kelsey is being looked at on the sideline. 7:30 to go in the first quarter. The Saints leading the Eagles 3-0. The Saints have their second possession of the game. Drew Brees in shotgun on the 2nd and 9 with 4 wide receivers, 3 to the bottom of the screen. Ingram back to block, goes deep downfield, and it's incomplete. Intended for, it got like got pushed down actually as he was going for the completion, but it was incomplete. That was 19 of the Saints was wide receiver looking for that pass, so I'm not sure why they didn't call. Avonte Maddox for the Eagles was on coverage. Looks like their feet may have got tangled. I thought it was pushed, but no pass interference called. So 3rd and 9. Brees again in shotgun. Goes over the middle of the field. Show the first down, however. Looks like Kirkwood was able to get the catch and get extra yards after the catch to get a first down. So it's going to be first down for the Saints. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Saints already ahead of the Eagles 3-0. 1st and 10, and the Saints are driving again. Eagles really need this game to stay alive in the playoff picture. I mean, here we are, week 11. Playoffs are coming more into full effect here, and we're beginning to see some of these teams not being able to live up to their potential. Eagles won the Super Bowl last year. Fake handoff on first down. Looks like they're going to try to set up a tight end screen here. Screen picks up a huge chunk of yards, about 15, 17 yards on 1st and 10. Another first down there for the New Orleans Saints. 6:30 to go in the first quarter. That was number 89 again, tight end for the Saints, who gets the screen, runs about 17 yards for the first down. 3-0 Saints. 6:20 to go in the first quarter. Again, the Eagles 2 3-and-outs to start off this game. They really need to get that offense going a little bit better than that. And the Saints have been able to move the ball downfield. Again, the first drive, they had a 38-yard run by Melvin Ingram. Really set up everything. This drive, a little more methodical as we have a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Run it on first down with Kamara. Doesn't look like he got much of anything. Maybe a yard on that one. So that will bring up a 2nd and 9 with 5:50 to go in this first quarter. Again, Saints already up 3-0 and have the ball and driving close to midfield. Welcome to Leafs Talk again. If you are new, my name is Joe. You might be asking why a Bills fan is doing the Eagles-Saints game. Well, that's because that's the game you guys bought on Twitter during the Bills bye week. During this Bills bye week, I wanted to make sure I got on here, gave you guys some play-by-play reaction, and that's the one that went on Twitter, so that's what I'm going to do. As Brees is under center, you got 2 wide receivers top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Brees looks like he's going deep downfield. Gets it inside Eagles territory. That's Thomas. Gets it to inside the 30-yard line to about the 29. So a huge completion down the field to Thomas. Looks like it's a game about 29 yards. So first down for the Saints again now in Eagles territory, well in field goal range for Lutz. So huge play, gets to about the 29-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. So that's 115 total yards for the Saints so far to only 15 for the Eagles. And obviously that's going to favor the Saints all day. With 4:50 to go, Saints already up 3-0, have the ball at the 28-yard line. Brees in shotgun, 1 wide receiver to the top of the screen, 3 to the bottom. You got looks like Ingram in the backfield with him, and they are forced to call a timeout as the play clock is running out after a big play. You always hate to do that after a big play. You hate to have to call a timeout because you just weren't getting plays in on time after a huge play kind of stops the momentum. 4:39 to go in the first quarter. Saints already up 3-0 here. You want to see them do a little bit more and hopefully not have to use those timeouts that might come in handy later in this game. So 3-0, we're going to commercial break. So while we're at commercial break, I'll go over some more of these games for you. Again, we just went over the Indianapolis-Tennessee game. The Giants beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 38-35. We have the Giants winning, so they go up to 3-7 after their second win in a row. And Jameis Winston was 12 for 16, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Eli went 17 for 18, 231, 2 touchdowns. Peyton Barber had 18 carries for 106 yards, a touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 27 carries, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns on this day. Mike Evans, 6 receptions, 120 yards, a touchdown. Odell Beckham had 4 receptions, 74 yards, and a touchdown. So the Giants win 38-37, moving them up to 3-7. Tampa Bay falls to 3-7 on the season. So now we go to Houston, Washington. Houston beats Washington after a very scary Alex Smith injury, puts him out of this game. OG Nasty, welcome to Believers Talk. Glad you can join us, man. I'm doing this game because, again, the Bills are on a bye week, and this is the game that Twitter fans voted on. My Twitter page is in the description below, so follow me on Twitter. We go through all Buffalo news, all Buffalo sports. We saw the Sabres win yesterday. We go over the Bulls. The women Bulls team, the college basketball team, plays later today. We'll probably keep you updated on that as that game goes on. And then we also keep you updated on all other Bills news. So you want to follow me on Twitter if you're a Bills fan, and or a Buffalo fan, I'm sorry. And then, again, we do these special appearances. You know, when the Bills play Monday, we did the Bears-Jets game. When we have a bye week, here we are doing the Eagles-Saints game. So even if you're not a Bills fan, you want to subscribe because you never know what we're going to do here on Believers Talk. You never know what we're going to do. We did the Buffalo Bulls football game not too long ago. It was a good time there. So we will keep doing these special things. As long as you guys like them, I'll keep doing them. So, again, welcome to Believers Talk. The Eagles are currently trailing the Saints 3-0. Saints just had a big play to Michael Thomas. Unfortunately, I had to call timeout as play clock was running down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Saints at about the 28-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles. Just did the Giants-Buccaneers recap. Houston beats Washington 23-21 again after a scary Alex Smith injury took him out. Colt McCoy comes in and brings this Redskins team close as he goes 6 for 12 for 54 yards and a touchdown. Back from commercial break, I'll give you more rundown of that game in a second. 3-0. Drew Brees is in shotgun. 4:39 to go. We have 3 wide receivers on the screen. As I said, Hill goes into motion to the top. Snap is off. Kamara was in the backfield. He goes out for a screen, but the pass is to Hill, and it's just out of the reach of Hill, who was in the end zone. He actually had a step, too. Not sure if that was planned for Hill or number 89, their tight end, but they were both in the area, just a little overthrown there, or else we could have been talking about 6 points on the board for the Saints. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Saints. Brees is 5 for 8 for 62 yards, 4:33 going in the first quarter. Eagles trailing the Saints 3-0. Again, this is a game the Eagles must have if they want to stay alive in that NFC East picture. The NFC East, obviously, is still up for grabs, especially with that Alex Smith injury. But we'll see what happens here. As Drew Brees in shotgun gets the snap. Pass is caught by Kirkwood. Kirkwood gets it inside the 10-yard line before he's taken down. It's going to be a 1st and goal for the Saints at the 9-yard line. Again, Kirkwood with about a 18-yard reception for Kirkwood, and he will be down at about the 9-yard line. So the Saints will have the ball 1st and goal as Kelsey, the center for the Eagles, goes back into the locker room again. He got hit hard on the arm. 1st down, they hand it off here. Handoff is to Kamara. He gets inside the 5-yard line to about the 4 before he's taken down. Makes up 2nd and goal. 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Saints already up 3-0, and they're on their doorstep here. 2nd and goal for them. They're currently 8-1 on the season. They want to keep this hot streak going, man. They lost opening week. If you remember, they lost week 1 to, I believe it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at New Orleans, and they since then have run the table. They've beaten every team, including the Rams. They've looked pretty impressive here as they march on in the NFC, currently holding that 1 seed. We have a 2nd and goal here from the 3-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen as Brees is under center. Ingram goes out for a pass back to the end zone, incomplete. Looked like he was attempting to get past to Tre'Quan Smith. Looks like an Eagle is down. Looks like it's number 29 of the Eagles in the secondary. He is down, holding his knee. He might have came down hard on it as it was a jump ball in the back of the end zone. But with 3:17 to go in the first quarter, he is down, and the medical staff is trained to him. He's not getting up. Not sure what he did, but it looks like this might be a little bit of a delay here. So as we get through this delay, let's talk more about the games from earlier today. Again, a lot close 1 o'clock games. Only one game was decided by more than 5 points. So that's pretty impressive. An exciting day in the NFL. So you have Houston beating Washington 23-21. Deshaun Watson went 16 for 24, 208 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Colt McCoy went 6 for 12, 54 yards, and a touchdown. Lamar Miller, 20 carries, 86 yards. Adrian Peterson, 16 carries, 51 yards, and 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins, 5 receptions, 56 yards, a touchdown. Jordan Reed, 7 receptions, 71 yards, and a touchdown. Again, the Houston Texans win 23-21, moving them to 7-3 as they've won 7 in a row since they lost their opening 3 games. So now they're 7-3, first place in the AFC South, and Washington falls to 6-4, and that is still good enough for first place in the NFC East. But now you have the Cowboys at 5-5, a game back, and these Eagles, they win this one, they'll be 5-5. They'll simply be a game back. As again they lose Alex Smith, what looked like possibly for the season in that one there. So then moving on to the last 1 o'clock game, you had the Pittsburgh Steelers go to Jacksonville, play a game that was tight at the end. Jacksonville came out with a 16-0 lead on the Steelers, and Steelers come back with 20 consecutive points to win this one 20-16 on a score by Ben with 5 seconds to go. He runs it in from 1 yard out. Ben went 27 for 47, 314 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and again, that huge rushing touchdown at the end of the game. Bortles, 10 for 18, 104 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. James Conner, 9 carries for 25 yards. He was stopped pretty good today, as everyone talked about Le'Veon Bell and what was going to happen in that situation. And then Leonard Fournette, 28 for 95 yards and a touchdown. Tony Brown had 5 receptions, 117 yards and a touchdown. Dede Westbrook, 2 receptions and 19 yards. So 3rd and goal, snap goes off, and it is caught in the end zone for a touchdown. Austin Carr with the touchdown, number 80 for the Saints. And the Saints go up 9-0 with 3:12 to go in the first quarter. You cannot stop the Saints offense. If the Eagles want to have a chance to win this game, they're going to have to do more than just get 3 and outs. You have to give your defense time to rest, as the Saints offense is always going to just spread you out. And that's what they did on this drive here. A quick pass to Carr, beautifully placed right in the stomach, and he catches it for the touchdown. 9-0 Saints, 3:12 to go. Extra point pending as Lutz is on for the extra point. Snap is there. Snap is there. Place is down. I don't know. Snap is down. Kick is up, and it is good. I don't know how they say that. I don't know. I'm not an announcer. So anyhow, with 3:12 to go in the first quarter, the Saints are up on the Eagles 10-0. And again, the Eagles are going to have to do better offensively. They have 2 3 and outs in order to keep pace with this high-octane Saints offense. So let's go to some of the 4 o'clock games now. There are some 4 o'clock games going on. This is not the only 4 o'clock game. There are 2 others. Denver is currently up on the Chargers 7-6. The Chargers quietly are 7-2. We know that that's not as good as the Chiefs, of course, but they're still right there, and they have a chance for that number 1 overall seed if they can just surpass the Saints. They'll match up with the Saints left this season. Who knows what will happen there? But they are currently trailing the Denver Broncos 7-6 as Badgley has 2 field goals for the Chargers, and Philip Lindsay has a 41-yard touchdown run for the Denver Broncos, and that's why they are up 7-6. Arizona is playing Oakland in Arizona. Arizona is currently up 14-7. Jared Cook has a 23-yard touchdown pass from Derek Carr, and Larry Fitzgerald has a touchdown pass from Josh Rosen, and so does Christian Kirk has a 59-yard touchdown pass from Rosen as well, and that's how the Arizona Cardinals are up 14-7 with 11.5 minutes to go in the first half there. Here we are. We have 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. The New Orleans Saints just scored a touchdown to go up 10-0. Again, welcome to Bleav Talk. My name is Joe. If you are new to this channel, if you're not sure why a Bills fan is doing this game, well, that's simple. Bills are on a bye week, so we wanted to give you coverage of whatever game you wanted. We let you pick from all the 4 o'clock games. We put a poll on Twitter, and this is the game that won, and so this is the game that we're doing. We had the 2 other games going on, and now it's going to do some analysis and flick back and forth between games as well. But this is what the fans wanted. This is what they get. So we'll continue to do this. We'll continue to go live 3 times a week. We will probably go live again tomorrow. No, the Bills are on a bye week, so we're not exactly sure what the show's going to look like tomorrow. But, man, we'll go ahead and be here just because we want to come live for you so you guys get your Buffalo sports news. Again, the Buffalo Bulls, the women's team, actually about to tip off at 5 o'clock. We got the Buffalo Sabres playing well. Sabres beat the Lightning yesterday. What was the Minnesota Wild yesterday. And what was a come-from-behind game. Down 2-1 most of the game, scored 2 goals late in the 3rd period to get a huge win. And again, the Tampa Bay was the number 1 seed in the East. Minnesota was doing well in the West, where we'll beat them both. So I'm just very happy if you're a Sabres fan. This team's coming along quite nicely. Beginning to look like an impressive team. Move up to 3rd place in their division. So that means they're no longer in one of those wild card spots. And then also we do Buffalo Bulls, we do the men's basketball team, we do the football team. We just did the live stream of their football game against Ohio, which didn't turn out the way the Bulls wanted, but they still have a chance against Bowling Green to win their conference. this week as the Eagles get the touchback. The kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. So Eagles will start the ball 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. So they're going over Eagles' time trailing in the first 9 games compared to last season. Last season, they were trailing 64 minutes and 58 seconds total. This season, 239 minutes, 21 seconds. So there's a vast difference there between the 2 games, obviously, as far as when they were trailing, how long they were trailing. As Wentz gets the ball, shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers top of the screen, 2 to the bottom, running back to his left as he gets the ball, shotgun formation. Wentz gets sacked. There is a flag in the secondary. Normally means it's some sort of defensive holding. So we'll see what the flag is. However, for the moment, Wentz is sacked. We'll bring up a 2nd and long with 3:06 to go in the first quarter. Saints already beating the Eagles 10-0. But there is a defensive holding. Do a 5-yard penalty and automatic first down. So the Eagles will get the ball 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Looks like it's on number 26, Williamson, on Zach Ertz. Just unable, Zach Ertz is a big body that he just is unable to contain. Has to hold his jersey a little bit. So with 2:59 to go in the first quarter, the Eagles will get the ball 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Wentz under center. You got 1 running back, lone setback. Fake handoff. Fake handoff. Wentz is going ready to type it, and as I typed it, of course, it comes back. So Carson Wentz just threw it into double coverage, going long for Nelson Aguilar. Unfortunately, the pass was not long enough, and it was picked off there by the Saints. So now the Saints get the ball back, already up 10-0 with 2:39 to go in this first quarter. Again, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. My name is Joe. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, as we do mostly do Bills stuff. However, Bills aren't by this week. Voted on Twitter. This game was the game that you guys wanted me to live stream. So that's what we're doing here. We're live streaming the Bills game. Eagles game versus the Saints, as Wentz throws his helmet in frustration. He does not look happy. 2:39 to go in the first quarter here. Went through some of the 1 o'clock games already, guys. Went through some finals. Might do that again, maybe at halftime. Saints winning 10-0 over the Eagles here. Not a great start if you're an Eagles fan. 2 3-and-outs, and now this one didn't even make it 3 plays as Wentz is intercepted as he goes deep for Nelson Aguilar on 2nd down. So it's going to bring up 1st and 10 for this Saints offense, who have already scored on their first 2 possessions. Field goal on the first possession, and then Breeze just kind of methodically moves downfield on that possession to make it 10, and the last possession scores a touchdown, makes it 10-0. And now the Saints have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line. Breeze under center. You got 2 wide receivers on screen, 1 to the top as he hands it off to Kamara. Kamara gets about 15 yards before he's taken down, so it's going to be a 1st down for the Saints at the 32-yard line. So a pretty big gain there on 1st down again. So far, the Saints are running at will. Drew Brees is able to pass the ball like only Drew Brees can, and Kamara is able to get 15 there. Gets them a 1st down at about the 32-yard line. Just no chance that this defense of the Eagles is going to stop this offense without the Eagles offense picking up some 1st downs here. Just not going to happen, as the Eagles again are back on defense after interception by Carson Wentz. And now we got 1st and 10 after a 15-yard Kamara one at the 32-yard line. Breeze is going deep now, just out of the reach. Wow. He was going for Smith, and Smith was just unable to get the ball. He had to jump strike, catch it. If he hits him there, that might be 6, because there was no one behind him to stop him. Maybe the safety would have caught him, but there was a lot of room to run after that catch if you would have caught it. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Saints. 1:52 to go in the first quarter. Saints up 10-0 already. The Eagles defense really needs to come up with a stop here. You're asking the Eagles defense to do a lot after their offense has just been unable to do anything so far in this game. Not even getting a 1st down at this point. 2nd and 10, 32-yard line. Breeze is under shotgun, and number 91 for the Eagles jumps, but it looks like he was... They call a false start on the Saints, so it looks like Cox was drawn off sides by that false start. We'll see who moved here. Looks like it was number 57. That was close, but yeah, it looks like number 57 for the Saints. The guard moved before. So penalties right now, the Saints have 2 for 15 yards. Eagles 1 for 10. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 15 for the Saints. 1:52 to go in the first quarter. Brees in shotgun. You got 5 wide receivers set. 3 to the bottom, 2 to the top. Brees is still in a shotgun. 4 seconds left on the play clock. Gets the play off. Over the middle. Wow, nice catch there by number 85. Is that Hill for the New Orleans Saints. Gets more than enough for a first down. Going to bring up a 1st and 10 again for the Saints. 23-yard completion to number 85 of the Saints. Not sure who that is name-wise. Gets it inside Eagle territory to about the 48-yard line. They're going to continue to look at this. That's Arnold. Arnold's there, tight end. They say the 50-yard line, so exactly at midfield. It's going to be 1st and 10 at midfield for the Saints, as Drew Brees is already 8 for 13 on the day with a touchdown. 5 seconds left on the play clock. 1:05 to go in the first quarter. Pass is completed to Smith as he's drug out of bounds after a 6 or 7-yard gain. Drug out of bounds by Douglas of the Eagles. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 4 with less than a minute to go in this first quarter. Again, 10-0 Saints, and the Saints are already in Eagles territory on this drive. Bring up a 2nd and 4, 40 seconds to go in this first quarter. Again, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. My name is Joe. I hope you don't mind some of the technical difficulties we had earlier. My OBS software is kind of coming in and out these past couple streams. I don't know why. I might try reinstalling it or uninstalling, reinstalling. Brees keeping it on a QB sneak. He's able to get 3 yards before he's taken down. Trying to get a little tricky there. Actually, it was Hill taking the snap in the backfield, not Brees. Number 7, Hill for the Saints, as they try to get a little tricky doing like a wildcat. It's the second time we've seen that today in this game, and that looks like that's going to be the last play of the first quarter, with the Saints already up 10-0, and they have the ball inside Eagles territory again on their 3rd drive. Again, the Eagles got the ball first in this one, go 3 and out. Saints move down the field mostly on a 38-yard Melvin Ingram run, get a field goal to go up 3-0. Eagles again go 3 and out. Drew Brees methodically moves the team downfield on a long drive, ends with 6. 7 with the extra point makes it 10-0, and then the Eagles throw an interception. Wentz goes long for Aguilar, is unable to connect with Aguilar. Saints intercept it, and now the Saints are driving on their 3rd drive of the game, already up 10-0 at the end of the first quarter, and the Saints have the ball in Eagles field position, in Eagles territory. So welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe. If you are new, just know that the Bills are on bye week this week, so we wanted to get on here, go live, so you guys had some more coverage of other games, other things going on around the NFL. Alex Smith got hurt earlier today. That's obviously a huge news if you're a fan of the NFC East. Looked like that was a serious injury, so we'll see what that means as far as the division goes. The Redskins are 6-4. Dallas Cowboys got a win, moved up to 5-5. These Eagles are 4-5. Would really need a win here to try to stay up to pace with the Dallas Cowboys, with the Washington Redskins. But with McCoy in now, Colt McCoy in for the Redskins, we'll see if he is the long-term answer, or if maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe that injury to Alex Smith wasn't as serious as it looked, but they had to cart him off the field. So we'll hope the best for him. As they are 6-4, they lose by 2 points to Houston. A lot of close games in those 1 o'clock games. Only one game was decided by more than 6 points, and that was the Indianapolis Colts game against the Tennessee Titans, where the Colts at home were able to cruise to a victory. I believe it was 38-10. We'll go over those 1 o'clock game scores again at halftime. Let's go through the other 2 4 o'clock games going on right now. We have 2 4 o'clock games. We have 3 4 o'clock games. We have this one, which is 10-0 at the end of the first quarter. You got Denver at LA Chargers. Denver still up 7-6 on LA. 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter there. Oakland at Arizona, they are tied at 14, as the last touchdown was a Brandon LaFell 5-yard touchdown pass from Derek Carr for the Oakland Raiders. 14-14 there with 5.5 minutes to go in the first half as well. So Welcome to Blues Talk. My name is Joe. If you are new to the channel, we mostly cover Buffalo Bills news. We go live every single Sunday for Bills games. Next week, I'll actually be at the Bills game, so I will not be doing a live play-by-play reaction. I will be coming on here live, just not sure how often, not sure when, not sure how exactly we'll do that. But I'll probably do like a pregame, halftime, postgame type thing if I can, if my phone is alive and, I know how to use a phone to do live streams. So back at the game, Drew Brees is in shotgun. We have 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen, 2 to the top. Pass is completed to Smith. Yep, into Smith with the completion, makes it 1st and 10, a first down, gets it into field goal range again at least, but again, the Saints don't want field goals as he gets to about the 33-yard line. Beautiful pass by Drew Brees, bobbled by Smith, but he's able to hang on for the first down. 1st and 10 Saints, 14.5 minutes to go in the first half. Already up 10-0 on the Eagles. Eagles, again, need this win to stay alive in the playoff picture. Falling to 4-6 would really be detrimental to their chances to make the playoffs unless they make some sort of run late in the season. So handoff on first down goes to Kamara. Kamara is able to get to a 31-yard line before he's taken down. So again, 2 yards on the play for Kamara, and that will bring up a 2nd and 8 from the 31-yard line. Yeah, but the Eagles, you're talking about dropping the 4-6, and again, you look at the other teams in the NFC East. Yes, that wouldn't completely crush you with the top team in your division being 6-4, but you're talking about being behind 2 teams. The 6-4 Redskins and the 5-5 Cowboys. Those are 2 teams you have to climb over. You're probably not going to get a wild card spot when you look at a team like Carolina, even though they lost today. Who's in there, and then Minnesota and Chicago and Green Bay fighting all for the division and possibly another wild card spot. So you wonder if a wild card spot would be open at 10-6, maybe, but we'll see. So on 2nd and 7, quick pass out to Smith again for a first down. Gets it inside the 25-yard line to about the 22. So it's going to be 1st and 10, New Orleans. 13.5 minutes to go in the first half. Again, New Orleans Saints already up 10-0. New Orleans 8-1 on the season. Currently have that #1 seed overall. With beating the Rams head-to-head. The Rams obviously only have 1 loss as well. So that's why they need to stay with their foot on the gas pedal here, so that way they can keep that #1 overall seed going into the playoffs. Stay at home. Obviously, home didn't work out so well for them last year, losing to Minnesota on a fluke play, but you want to stay home if you can. So 12:55 to go. We have Brees under center, and he pitches it to Kamara. Kamara takes it inside the 15-yard line, brings up 2nd and short. Kamara got hit in the knees there. Actually, I was worried for him for a second, as I wasn't sure if he got hurt on the play. But it looks like he was able to bounce back up as Kamara gets about 8 yards on the play, gets inside the 15-yard line. So again, inside Eagles red zone. Saints already up on the Eagles 10-0, and they're in the red zone looking to score again here. 12.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. 10-0 Saints over the Eagles. 2nd and 2 here for the Saints. As we have Drew Brees going under center, we have a wide receiver at the top of the screen, 2 wide receivers to the bottom, lone back in the backfield. Looks like it's Ingram. Ingram's going to get the ball, and Ingram's going to get a walk-in touchdown here as they run it with Ingram, and he is untouched, running to the right and gets in the end zone for the touchdown, making this one 16-0. 16-0 over the Saints as Ingram jumps into the crowd to have a little bit of a good time party, if you will, with the fans. Now Ingram needs help getting down. So that's kind of funny to see. So huge hole for the Philadelphia Eagles. Already down 16-0 now early in the second quarter as, again, Ingram runs it to the right-hand side, is absolutely untouched as he basically jogs into the end zone, makes it 16-0, extra point pending, 12:07 to go in the second quarter. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So 12:07 to go in the second quarter, and the New Orleans Saints at 8-1, already up on the Philadelphia Eagles, 17-0. It looks like, unless the Eagles offense can get something going here soon, this one might be a blowout, guys. Wentz, of course, already has that 1 interception to Nelson Aguilar. 2 3-and-outs for the Eagles, and then the next possession on the second play of the possession, interception thrown by Carson Wentz. This is a big hole for the Eagles, down 17-0 already, and this is not the type of team you want to get into a hole against. The 8-1 Saints, they'll beat you with defense, they'll beat you with offense. Now, we do know that the Saints offense is ranked 31st against the pass. So if there's something you can do against the Saints team, it's pass against them. So maybe that will work to the Eagles' advantage now as they continue to try to come back in this game. Again, welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe. If you're new to this channel, mostly do Buffalo Bills stuff, as you see behind me, as you see my hat. But today the Bills have a bye week. And we saw a few weeks ago when the Bills played Monday night, came on here, did the Chicago Bears New York Jets game for you. Whenever the Bills are away, playing later, or if they're on a bye week, I will come on here and we will do live play reaction of another game. And if I'm free for a Sunday night, maybe we'll do a Sunday night game. Who knows? I know that there are other streams out there other YouTube channels out there that do these type of streams. So if you want to follow them, that's great. I know Philly 500 is probably doing this game as well. Probably a little disappointed, so sorry about that, Philly 500. You want to see Eagles do better, obviously. I know that Sports Fury does every single primetime game, so if you want to watch them, give a shout for me for them. I always appreciate them as well. They're fun guys there as well, and I know the Bears fan and Cowboys fan. Cowboys fans happy today. Bears play tonight. We'll see how they do. I know Josh will be excited about that. So but if you want to join them, great. But we're here as well. I put the question on Twitter for you guys, so you can follow me on Twitter as well. Who you wanted me to do today, and I thought, I'd let you guys vote and choose, and this is the game you chose for me to do, and I'm happy to do it for you. So with early here in the second quarter, the Saints go up 17-0 with the touchdown. Go through these 4 o'clock games. Again, 2 other 4 o'clock games going on right now. We got Oakland at Arizona, Denver at LA. Oakland, Arizona is tied 14-14. 3 minutes to go in the first half there. And then the Chargers have scored a touchdown to go up 13-7 on Denver in LA as Keenan Allen has a 4-yard touchdown pass from Phillip Rivers. So that's 13-7 there with 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. And this one here, of course, 17-0. We'll go through some of the 1 o'clock games from earlier at halftime. Again, a lot of close 1 o'clock games. 7 1 o'clock games. 6 of the 7 of them decided by 5 points or less. So that's pretty impressive. Happy Thanksgiving week for those of you getting ready to enjoy your Thanksgiving. We will be going live on Monday. The holiday season obviously is going to mess up a couple schedules. We'll still try to get live on here on Thanksgiving Day. Normally I always try to do a Thursday stream. So we'll try to get on here the Wednesday or Thursday. You'll know if you follow me on Twitter. I'll let you know when we go live. If you hit that notification bell here, they will also notify you when we go live. So hit that notification bell and it will say when we go live. Again, happy Thanksgiving week for everybody. We'll try to get live on here, whether it be Wednesday or Thursday. Everyone has family stuff going on. That doesn't exclude me, of course. So we'll get on here live when we can. Get you ready for that Buffalo Bills Jacksonville Jaguars game. I'll be at that game live. So I'll be live streaming from New Era Field when we do that one next week in Jacksonville. So that's going to be exciting. Let everyone know. Share this video if you haven't already. Let them know we are live for this game as well, as the Saints kick it off to the Eagles in the back of the end zone. So that will be a touchback. 12:07 to go in the first half. The Saints lead the Eagles 17-0. A little something, something. They're updating us on the Jones injury. Kelsey and Jones both done for the day. Kelsey, the Eagles center, so we'll see how that affects the blocking for Wentz up front and maybe even the snaps. As Wentz is in shotgun, fakes the handoff. And that's going to be a first down. The first down of the game for the Eagles comes on a 12 to 13-yard completion from Wentz to Jeffrey with 11:50 to go in the first half. The first down for the Eagles as they're already trailing 17-0. 7 plays, 15 yards, 2 punts, interception. That's the first 3 Eagles possession. Go Saints, Ryder Champ. Welcome to Believers Talk. Glad to have a Saints fan on here, man. Good luck to your Saints. Already up 17-0, 11.5 to go. You never know what's going to happen in the NFL. But it's looking good for you so far as Wentz is under center. Lone set back. Gets the handoff. And he's tackled at the line of scrimmage. Again, the Saints defense, that's Adams on the run. The Saints defense ranked first against the pass, or against the rush. 31st against the pass. So you don't want to try to run the ball, especially now that you're already behind. You don't want to try to run the ball too much against the #1 ranked rush defense. Let's try to get some things going in the air for an Eagles fan, right? You don't want to see you guys continue to fall behind early. Now you got 2nd and 10. You want to try to gain some yards on those first couple plays and make it 3rd and short whenever you can. So 10:53 to go in the first half. The Saints leading the Eagles 17-0. Wentz is in shotgun. Adams to his left. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. 1 to the top. Wentz back to throw. Throws it up to number 80 and is completed for the first down. Matthews with the catch. Looks like a 14-yard gain for Jordan Matthews. Got a little arrogant, so it looks like there might be a 15-yard penalty flag on Matthews for taunting. Okay, so no, there's just a flag on the play. It's for offsides on the Saints. Looked like Matthews got up and maybe got into the face of one of the Saints players, but... Welcome, Angry Buffalo sports fan. Welcome to Leaders Talk, man. Anytime you lose Frank Reich, it's a hard thing. Us Bills fans know that. Man, he was our best backup quarterback of all time, and then all of a sudden we stink, right? So we know it's like to lose Frank Reich. It hurts. It hurts. So I'm not surprised the Eagles offense wasn't the same sense then, but you're right. And, you know, it's just the whole situation of how that happened as Wentz gets ready to take another snap here under center. Fake handoff to Adams. Finds Golden Tate, newest Eagle acquisition right before the trade deadline. Golden Tate gets a first down. But, you know, you're talking about that whole situation where Tennessee had their head coach in Daniels from the Patriots. And then the day after the Super Bowl, Daniels says, oh, no, I don't want to do it anymore. And now all of a sudden the Titans are the Colts are kind of in a bind as to who they're going to get the head coach. They get a good head coach, right? Frank Reich's a good head coach. It looks like he's getting that offense over in Indy playing pretty well as well if we saw the game today. But yeah, that puts the Eagles behind the 8 ball because they lose their offensive coordinator later than most, and it kind of puts them behind the 8 ball. And yeah, the offense just hasn't been the same. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Pass is to Tate again, who gets it to the 29-yard line. So the Eagles are moving the ball on this drive. So it's going to be 2nd and about 4 for the Eagles at about the 29-yard line. So they are in New Orleans territory at about the 29. It's going to be 2nd and about 4. Okay, so the Eagles have 2 games left with the Redskins and a game left with Dallas, so they definitely still have a chance to win this division. 2nd and 4, 9 minutes to go in the first half. Saints winning 17-0. Ball at the 28-yard line. Wentz in shotgun, 1 wide receiver to the top of the screen. You got 2 tight ends set. They give the ball off to Clement. Clement goes up the middle, gets a burst, and gets into the end zone. I'm sorry, again, I don't know why I get Clement and Adams mixed up, but that's actually Adams for the Eagles, number 33, who gets in after they run this formation that looks a little weird. They have 2 tight ends, wide receiver up top. 2 tight ends actually go to the right, like they're blocking at the right-hand side. And then Adams actually goes right up the middle, as that's where the safety and corner go to try to stop the run. Adams goes up the middle, and there's no one there to stop him. So he gets into the end zone for the Eagles. So the Eagles score a touchdown to cut into this deficit, 17-6, 8:42 to go. Extra point pending. Extra point is up and good. So with 8:42 to go in the first half, Eagles finally get on the board, finally have a sustainable drive, get a couple first downs, and trail the Saints 17-7 midway through the second quarter. So big drive there for the Eagles. Go down 17-0 early, unable to pick up a single first down on your first 3 possessions. Able to move downfield on this Saints defense. Again, first against the rush. You know, that was a big play there, as they're able to get about 18 yards on a run. And then 31st against the pass. You think they pass more up at the pass, but got cut into this deficit, and that's exactly what they do on that drive. So 17-7. Let's go through the late games. Again, 2 late games going on other than this game. You got the Oakland Raiders at Arizona Cardinals. That game's tied 14-14 as they're just getting back from the 2-minute warning again. And then the LA Rams still up 13-7 on the Denver Broncos, as that game's in LA with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter there. Again, those games are getting close to the end. Those games start at 4:05. Those games are close to the halftime. This game started at 4:25. So that's why this game's a little bit behind. Still 8:42 to go in the second quarter here. Halftime, we're going to go through some of the other 1 o'clock games for you. Go through some highlights, some stats. You know, we had Alex Smith go out. I'm going to see if I can find an update for you guys on Alex Smith. And I think we had another quarterback go out, Mariota. I saw that his stats didn't show up for me. I don't know if Mariota went out with an injury or if he just didn't play well. So we'll get you updated on those injuries as well at halftime, and then talk about some of the 4 o'clock games. talk about what the Eagles can do to maybe get back in this game. We just saw it there. So I did get that. So, okay. We saw that drive there. We saw that the Eagles were able to score, but get some points on the board, make it 17-7. Now this defense is going to have to come up with a stop against the Saints offense that just hasn't been stopped yet today. 2 touchdowns and a field goal on their opening drive to make this one 17-7. So, welcome to Bleeders Talk. If you're new, my name is Joe. Hit that share button, guys. Share this video. Let them know we are live for the Eagles-Saints game. A lot of people might not know we're live because, well, mostly a Bills channel, but in this week we had a bye week. The Bills have a bye week, so happy to give you this game as well. If you don't follow me already on Twitter, hit that link below in the description. You follow me on Twitter. I put up a poll earlier this week who you guys wanted to see me live stream, and this is the game that won. So this is the game we will live stream again. I know that there are other channels, including Philly 500, who I'm a huge fan of, doing this game, but this is what the fans wanted. This is what you get. So excuse me, as we come back from commercial break, Eagles score, cut into this lead, make it 17-7, 8:42 to go in the first half. A 28-yard Adams run. That's his first touchdown of his career. Adams from Notre Dame. I am a huge Notre Dame fan, so to see him score a touchdown is awesome. So Eagles kick it off for the first time today. This one goes into the back of the end zone, so it will be a touchback as Hill does not return it. So the Saints will start with the ball 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Let's see if this Eagles defense can get a stop. Okay, if you're an Eagles fan right now, Mariota has an elbow injury. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't see his stats. I went through some of the stats of the games earlier, and I didn't see his stats. I was very busy watching the Steelers Jaguars game at 1 o'clock. I had the Steelers in my pick'em pool, in my suicide pool, I mean, and so that game was very important to me. And they pulled it out, man. I don't know how they did it, but they pulled it out. So, again, the Saints come out in this Wildcat formation with Hill at quarterback, Drew Brees at the top. This time, Hill goes back for a pass, and it's just overthrown. That's the 3rd time they've run this formation. I don't know why you would do it. As the breaking news comes across the bottom of the screen, it looks like Alex Smith is going to be out for the season with a broken leg. He's undergoing immediate surgery for this broken tibia and fibula suffered in the game, so he's going to be out for the rest of the season. We wish him nothing but the best, of course, health-wise. And that's the most important thing. You talk about where he is in the season, in this part of his career. You wonder if this will be a career-ending injury for him. You hope not. Always been a journeyman-type quarterback you can rely on. So we do wish him nothing but the best here. Brees under center, hands the ball off. Kamara gets nowhere, so it's going to be a 3rd and 10. And this is what the Eagles defense needed. The Eagles defense needs a quick 3 and out, maybe get another score before halftime. Saints do start with the ball to start the second half, so maybe get a quick score. Make this one 17-14, 17-10, make it a 1-possession game. Anything can happen, guys. There's still 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, and there's still a whole second half to play. 17-7. It's not that difficult to come back from. We can see them come back from. Hey, Buffalo second attack, welcome. Go Bills. Luckily, we have bye week. No losing for us this week. 3-7 going into the bye after a huge win against the Jets. Happy to be able to carry this over into the final week. Again, we have to start thinking about Jacksonville, but it's nice to have that win going into next week. Brees is in shotgun, 3rd and 10. Throws incomplete, so huge momentum shift going on right now for the Philadelphia Eagles. Just scoring a touchdown on their last drive, their 4th series of the game. After the first 3 series, they only got 15 yards and threw an interception. Score a touchdown, make it 17-7. Now a 3 and out for the Saints, and all of a sudden the Eagles are getting the ball back. Less than 8 minutes to go in the first half. Down only 10, possibly going to get good field position here. Maybe get a score before the half and make it a 1-possession game. So again, breaking news: Alex Smith broke his tibia and fibula. He was rushed to the hospital, has to have emergency surgery as the punt goes out of bounds about the 27-28 line. So we'll see where they mark it. They actually mark it right at the 25. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 25-yard line when we get back from commercial break. 7:40 to go in the first half. So Alex Smith, I was actually about to say Frank Reich, but Alex Smith breaks his tibia and his fibula in this game, or in his game against the Texans today, and he is obviously out for this season. Mariota, as I just found out, has an elbow injury, so if there is updates on that throughout the day, I'll update you on that, of course. But that's the breaking news. Alex Smith suffers a broken leg, breaks his tibia and his fibula, and he will be out for the rest of the season after he gets surgery. So Let's go through these other 4 o'clock games again as we wish him the best. 3 4 o'clock games on the slate today. We had the Philadelphia Eagles New Orleans Saints game, obviously the one we're live streaming here today. 17-7 Saints over the Eagles right now. The Eagles just forced a 3-and-out by the Saints. They punted. The Eagles will have the ball at the 25-yard line, 7:40 to go in the first half. The LA Chargers are up 13-7 on the Denver Broncos with less than 30 seconds to go in the first half there. Chargers have the ball deep in their own territory, so it looks like at halftime they'll go in with a score of 13-7, Chargers over Broncos. Now with a minute left in the second half in Arizona, the Arizona Cardinals are tied with the Oakland Raiders 14-14 as there's a minute left in the first half there. So those are the scores from the 4 o'clock games. Again, at halftime, we'll get you updated on the scores from 1 o'clock game. 7 1 o'clock games today. 6 of 7 of them were decided by 5 points or less. A few of them decided on last-second plays. Very exciting 1 o'clock game hour for the NFL. And if you're a fan of any of those teams who ended up winning today. But again, welcome to Believe Talk. My name is Joe. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. We go live at least 3 times a week. Happy Thanksgiving week to all of you. I hope you have great things planned this week, as I just got back from dinner myself. We'll have plenty more dinners this week that I'm excited about. I hope that everyone else has a safe and happy week. And you know, if you're into Black Friday shopping, get those coupons ready, right? I mean, we're all excited for Black Friday shopping, I guess, because we do it on Thanksgiving now, which is ridiculous. Black Friday shopping is meant for Black Friday, but I mean, you can't limit stores for making money, right? I mean, that's what they want to do. So, but again, I hope you all have a safe week, no matter what you do. Have a good Thanksgiving. I will be live tomorrow. Not sure what we'll be talking about tomorrow, but we'll do our best to see what we can do as we get ready for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then I'll go live Wednesday or Thursday or maybe Friday, depending on how the schedule works, to talk about the Buffalo Bills Jacksonville Jaguars game, give you a little pregame like we've been doing in the past. And then I'll be live Sunday, even though I'll be in Buffalo for the game. I'll be live in some capacity. I'm not sure what yet. So if you want to keep up to date, hit that notification bell. Follow me on Twitter. I'll keep you updated there as well. Eagles on first down, complete the ball to Adams for about 11 yards before he's dragged out of bounds. So it's going to be a first down for the Eagles. 7:30 to go in the first half. Now the Eagles look like they have the edge here, moving the ball at will on offense. You know, the Saints have not lost since week 1. An opening day loss against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to drop them to 0-1 since then. They've won 8 straight. The Eagles have been up and down all this season. You know, they started without Carson Wentz this year. And currently they sit at 4-5 in a division that's currently up for grabs. I mean, the Eagles still played the Redskins twice this year. And without Alex Smith, who knows what the Redskins will look like the remainder of the season. First and 10, they run the ball to Adams again. Looks like he picks up about 6 yards on the play. Adams slow to get up. We'll see. Nope, he's able to get up, but he's still walking gingerly. Not sure what's going on with him, but he's going back to the huddle. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Wentz is under center for the Eagles. So you got 3 wide receivers on the screen. 19, Golden Tate goes in motion. Now it's 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Another handoff to Adams there. And Adams picks up the first down, lowers his head, able to get an extra yard or 2. Gets the ball to about the 47-yard line before he's taken down. Makes it 1st and 10 Eagles. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Again, welcome to Believe Talk. Hey, it's always good to talk on here when we don't have to worry about another Bills loss, right? Bills 3-7 on the season. Obviously, on the bye week, you don't lose. Taking that huge win last week against the Jets, where we won 41-10. Into this week, it feels good still. You know, I feel bad for Jets Central. I know there's some Jets fans out there pretty disappointed with the way the Jets performed last week. But it's always nice to have a win going into a bye week. Get ready for the Jaguars again at home. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Wentz in shotgun. Takes the snap. This handoff goes to Clement. He gets it to about 50-yard line, so about 2 or 3 yard gain there before he's taken down. So it's going to be a 2nd and 7 for the Eagles as they're running the ball decently against the #1 Saints rush defense with 5 minutes to go in the first half. They are just running the ball a little bit. 2nd and 7 here for the Eagles. Down 17-7. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Again, the Saints will get the ball to start the second half. So try to score here if you can for the Eagles as Wentz is in shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers at the top of the screen. Screen going to Clement. he gets about 3 or 4 yards on the screen as he had to do a nice chip block, which was a good block to give Wentz time, but unfortunately it put him behind when it comes to catching the screen. Was able to catch it, not able to turn upfield too much, but he was able to pick up 3 yards on the play. Makes it a 3rd and 3 with 4.5 minutes to go. Excuse me, in the first half. So 17-7 Saints up on the Eagles with 4:30 to go. Looks like Matthews is a little upset about something. Not sure what's going on there. As the Eagles come out of the huddle, Wentz is in shotgun. Wide receiver at the top of the screen. 2 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. You got Clement to Wentz's left on this 3rd and 3. 4:15 to go. And there's a stoppage of play here. As it looks like the Eagles call a timeout. As I said, as Matthews was coming off the field, it looks like he was yelling something. It looks like he was upset about something as well. So it looks like the Eagles just want to take a timeout here, figure out what play they want to run on this 3rd and 3 with 4:13 to go in the first half. The Saints are up on the Eagles 17-7. Eagles call their first timeout. So they have 2 timeouts remaining with 4 minutes to go about midfield. So plenty of time if you're an Eagles fan to score here, cutting to that deficit even more. Already trailing 17-7. Again, the Saints jumped out early, scored 17 consecutive points after the Eagles on their first 3 possessions, only got 15 yards total and an interception, all 3 drives leading to Saints scoring drives. And then the Eagles get the ball back. They're able to move downfield, get in the end zone, score a touchdown. Then they stop the Saints offense to a 3-and-out. And now the Eagles have the ball here, trying to score again before the half. 17-7 currently, and the Eagles just called their first timeout. Let's go through some of the 4 o'clock games. The other 4 o'clock games, 2 more 4 o'clock games, both at halftime currently. Oakland, Arizona is tied at 14 at halftime as we have 4 touchdowns in that game. We have a Jared Cook 23-yard touchdown pass from Derek Carr to start the scoring off, put Oakland up 7-0. Larry Fitzgerald, the ageless wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald, scores a touchdown 18 yards from Josh Rosen to make it 7-7. And then Christian Kirk, 59-yard touchdown pass from Josh Rosen, makes it 14-7 Arizona. And then the second quarter, you have a Brandon LaFell, 5-yard touchdown to tie that one up at 14-14. Josh Rosen currently 6 for 13, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Derek Carr 6 for 11, 56 yards, 2 touchdowns. So it doesn't seem like there's a lot of yards in that game. It looks like it's going to be, a pretty sloppy game for both these teams. You're talking about 2 teams. Both have 2 wins or less on the season. Arizona's 2-7, Oakland 1-8 on the season. So not a lot of excitement if you're a fan of either one of those 2 teams so far this season. But now it looks like this game is 14-14 at halftime. Who knows what will happen there? In the other game, you got the Denver Broncos at the LA Chargers. LA up 13-7 on Denver at halftime. You have 2 Michael Bagley field goals that put the Chargers up 6-0 in the first quarter. And then a Philip Lindsay 41-yard touchdown run early in the second quarter put the Denver Broncos up 7-6. But then with 2.5 minutes to go in the first half, Keenan Allen has a 4-yard touchdown pass from Phillip Rivers. Makes that one 13-7 at halftime. As we're back in Philadelphia, or in St. Louis, whatever. You know what I mean. We're in New Orleans with 4:13 left. Wentz under center on this 3rd and 3. Eagles trailing the Saints 17-7. We got, looks like Clement in the backfield unless Adams is back. Nope, Clement's in the backfield. Saints bring a blitz and get to Wentz. He is sacked at about the 43-yard line as the Saints, I think it looks like they brought 6 or 7 on that one and just had man-to-man coverage on the wide receivers. So it's going to be up a 4th and 12 for the Eagles with under 4 minutes to go. As the Saints timed that blitz perfectly, they bring 6. And it looks like the person who got beat was the center. Kelsey, the Eagles starting center, got injured earlier in this game, so he's out for this game. So it looks like the center's the one that got beat there. So obviously that Kelsey injury coming into effect. The Eagles punter is knocked down as he punts the ball, so there is a flag down where the punter was as there's a fair catch at the 16-yard line. But Johnston, the punter for the Eagles, did go down, so we'll see if it's a 5-yarder or a 15-yarder on this one, as it looks like there's going to be some sort of either roughing the kicker or running into the kicker. Obviously a big call in this game. Looks like they're talking to the Eagles coaches, which probably means it's running into. He did not hit his plant leg, which is normally the indicator. So it's a 5-yard penalty, and they're going to replay 4th down. So it's now going to be 4th and 7 or 8. with 3:26 to go. Again, normally the roughing would be when you hit the plant leg for a punter, you get roughing. But he did not hit the plant leg, so it looks like it's just running into the punter on this one. Looks like a good call if you ask me, as he just grazes by him really. Well, he hit him pretty good, but not enough to warrant the roughing. So 4th and 8 now. Now they'll punt again, this time at midfield. This punt is fair caught at the 16-yard line. Saints up by 10, 3:19 to go. I think it was a 2-yard difference on the penalty in favor of the Saints, actually, because I think the first one was fair caught at the 14. So, but the Saints get the ball, 3:19 to play in the first half at the 16-yard line, already up on the Philadelphia Eagles, 17-7. After Wentz gets sacked on 3rd down, 3rd and 3, as the Eagles were looking good. Again, the Eagles scored on their last possession, and then the Eagles defense stops them to a 3-and-out. Unfortunately, Eagles are unable to capitalize on the next possession, have to punt. And we'll see now if Drew Brees and this Saints offense can extend this lead before halftime with 3:19 to go in the first half. Already up 17-7, and the Saints will get the ball back to start the second half. So very key part of the game if you're an Eagles fan. For this defense, have to be able to stop the Saints from scoring. Maybe give up a field goal and that's it. That's fine. But if you allow them to score a touchdown here, kind of opens up the floodgates to start the second half. Especially the Saints come out in the second half and score a touchdown again. Now you're talking about being down possibly 31-7 before you get the ball in the second half. So here we are, 17-7 Saints over the Eagles. 3:19 to go. Drew Brees is under center. First play is a handoff to Ingram, who won't go down easy and picks about 8 yards on the play to bring up about 2nd and 2 for the New Orleans Saints, as Jenkins gets up for the Eagles and starts mouthing off a little bit. Hopefully he doesn't get flagged. The Eagles don't need a flag, at least I'll say that at this point in the game. Again, welcome to Leafs Talk. If you're new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Again, people might not know we're live because, hey, the Bills are on bye week, you know what I'm saying? So, but this is what we do. We try to give you coverage every single week, whether it be the Bills or another team. Again, last time the Bills didn't play on Sunday, we did the Bears-Jets game just because those were the next 2 opponents for the Bills. Here we are doing the New Orleans Eagles games because we had to do a 4 o'clock game. Again, Thanksgiving plans. I had to do a 4 o'clock game, and this was the one that voted on by you fans on Twitter. So that's what we're going to do. Follow me on Twitter. The link's in the description below, and you'll be a part of those polls so you can have more say in what games we do, what games we don't do in the future. So delay a game for the Saints there. It's going to bring up a 2nd and long, 2:20 to go, about 2nd and 7 for the Saints here as they get delayed game penalty, which is kind of weird. I don't know if they're just trying to run out the clock here because they did run on 1st down for 8 yards, and then they get that delayed game penalty with less than two minutes, or with a little bit more than 2 minutes to go in the first half. Drew Brees in shotgun, 2:08 to go. They'll have to have one more play before the 2-minute warning. Over the middle, Tre'Quan Smith is not going down, gets to about the 42-yard line before he's finally knocked down, close to midfield. 1:58 to go in the first half, so it's going to take us to a 2-minute warning. But big play by Tre'Quan Smith, gets the ball close to midfield, gets a 1st down for the Saints. Saints will have the ball on the other side of this 2-minute warning, 1st and 10 at close to midfield, and possibly looking to score again right before halftime. That would be huge. If you're a Saints fan, you're obviously going to love that. But if you're an Eagles fan, you're not going to like that at all. As I know Ryder Champ was in here earlier. Maybe he's still around. Champ for his Saints already up 17-7. 8-1 on the season already. Looking to increase to 9-1. Continue to be that #1 overall seed in the NFC. Looking to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, as the playoffs are getting closer and closer, guys. I'm telling you what, week 11 already. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. I love football, and it's just hard to believe that we're more than halfway through here. Looking forward to it, as we get closer to playoff time. Obviously, we'd enjoy it more if the Bills were closer to the playoffs, if the Bills were contending. But, I always enjoy football. I always enjoy that playoff push by a lot of teams, and maybe we could play spoiler. Maybe we could stop the Patriots from getting one of those first 2 seeds. Who wouldn't mind seeing that, right? Who wouldn't mind seeing the Patriots beat or lose to the Bills and get a 3rd or 4th seed instead of 1 or 2? Because that home field advantage for them is huge. It's always been huge. So to see them not able to get that might be the difference for them making the Super Bowl and them not. Be nice to see that for once. Them not being in the Super Bowl. You know, hasn't Tom Brady been like 7 consecutive AFC Championship games? It's something ridiculous like that. It needs to stop. So going through the other 2 4 o'clock games, those games are both still at halftime. The Oakland Raiders and the Arizona Cardinals tied at 14, and the LA Chargers up 13-7 on the Denver Broncos. Again, both those games are at halftime. If you're just joining me, Alex Smith, breaking news, he broke his tibia and his fibula in that game against Houston when he went out. So he will be out for the season. So now it's up to Colt McCoy and that Redskins team to possibly continue on their stretch run to try to make the playoffs, win that division. Still up by a game in that division. They're still 6-4, still up a game on the Dallas Cowboys who won today, who are now 5-5. But man, with that news of your starting quarterback going out, that's never a good thing. Believe me, as Bills fans, we know what it's like to recycle quarterbacks as season goes on. We've had 4 already, but it's never a good thing when you lose your starting quarterback for this season. So we come back to the game here shortly. Again, the Saints already up 17-7 on the Eagles. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. Saw the Pittsburgh game. I did see the Pittsburgh game again. Like I said, I actually have Pittsburgh in my suicide pool today, and so I was watching that game very closely. Almost had a heart attack. I couldn't believe it. How crazy that game was of a finish. Why did the Panthers go for 2? I'm not sure. I don't know. Hey, Joe, how do you like that 5-game win streak for the Sabres, baby? Oh, that's awesome. As we get back from break, Drew Brees goes long. It's caught somehow by Thomas. I have no idea. Goes in between 2 Eagles defenders. A great pass by Drew Brees. But yeah, the Sabres are on a 5-game winning streak again, up to 3rd in the, I believe they're in the Metropolitan Division. But yeah, Drew Brees with a beautiful pass there. Gets in between Sullivan and number 24 for the Eagles, but it's a beautiful pass, and Thomas makes the catch, makes it 1st and 10 at 29-yard line, 1:30 to go in the first half. Now they hand it off to Kamara. Kamara gets to the 25-yard line before he's tackled, so it's going to be about 2nd and 5 for the Saints, 1:20 to go in the first half. Yeah, it was a great catch there by Thomas. I couldn't believe that pass even got through, to be honest with you. In slow motion, it looked like it was easier, but everything's better in slow motion. But yeah, they're definitely, the Sabres are definitely improved. I saw a stat, like it took them like 40-some games to get to 12 wins last year, and we're already at 12 wins after 20 games this season. So that's a vast improvement. As Drew Brees looking, goes into the end zone, incomplete. Incomplete, just over the head of number 80 for the Saints. Carr goes incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd and 5, 50 seconds to go in the first half. Already up on the Eagles, 17-7. Again, it'd be huge here if the Eagles could stop them to a field goal attempt, just because you don't want to go down 24-7 going into the half. That's going to be tough to come back from, especially since the Saints start with the ball to start the second half too. So I actually didn't see I saw that the Panthers went for 2 with a minute to go, and they all end up losing to the Lions by 1. I didn't see the play. I didn't see the 2-point conversion yet. I watched that on like Football Night in America or something like that. So we got 3rd and 5. It's a quick pass to looks like this one is to Smith for a first down. Gets it to about the 11-yard line. So it's gonna be 1st and 10 for the Saints, just outside the 10-yard line, and they're going to call their second timeout of the first half. So with 45 seconds left to go, the Saints have 1 timeout left, and the Saints are up 17-7. Look like they want to extend that lead going into halftime and then come out with the ball to start the second half. And we'll see what happens. At halftime, guys, I'll go over some of the scores from the 1 o'clock game and we'll go over some highlights and some stats. Again, welcome to Believers Talk. If you are new to this channel, you're probably saying, what's going on? A Bills channel going over the Eagles-Saints game. Well, again, the Bills are on a bye week. Went onto Twitter, did a Twitter poll, asked what 4 o'clock game would you guys want me to live stream. This is the one that won. So if you want to be part of those polls, again, the Bills might not be here come playoff time, right? So what games do you want me to stream during playoff? That might be a poll question, things like that. So you want to definitely subscribe to the Twitter, or follow me on Twitter and follow that, because we will be giving you some polls. Was that caught? Was that caught? There's going to be a flag for the hit because Tre'Quan Smith does not look okay. He was helped up. He's on his feet now, but there was definitely a late, it's going to be a unsportsmanlike hit leading with your helmet on the Eagles, although it was close. I thought it was his shoulder. It's going to be a touchdown. Now, it's going to be interesting. They're going to review all this. All right, so they're ruling it a touchdown. They're ruling a personal foul will be enforced on the kickoff on the Eagles' number 24. I thought he led with his shoulder, but the thing is, when he leads with the hit, that ball is jarred loose, and by the time Smith covers it again, he's then out of the end zone. So will they still rule? Well, I think they should take a look at that, but I might be in the minority when it comes to taking a look at that, and maybe they won't. I don't know, but I think they might take a look at that. Shows you what I know. Lutz is on for the extra point as the Saints go up 23-7 with 39 seconds to go in the first half. Going to make it 24-7. Field goal is good. Now that personal foul penalty will take off on the kickoff. Saints Super Bowl is your prediction. I predicted the Houston Texans against the Minnesota Vikings. I'm liking my pick still. I'm not gonna lie. You know, the Houston Texans are on a 7-game win streak. The Vikings are slowly getting better. Even though we lost to our Bills, I couldn't believe that. I was happy about that. But you know, that's kind of what I was voting for, or that was my prediction at the beginning of the season. And I'm not straying from that at all. I think the Vikings are getting better and better. I think that Houston Texans team is impressing some people with their 7-game win streak. Looks like they might, you know, the Colts look like they might come up and challenge them for the AFC South. But it looks like the Texans are going to keep moving on here, as again they have a 7-game win streak. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the Colts will be able to catch them or not. I'm not sure if they have both their games yet to play against each other or just one. But we'll see. So with 39 seconds to go, Saints up on the Eagles 24-7. Again, the Eagles at 4-5 really needed this game. With the Redskins losing, dropping to 6-4, the Cowboys winning, going up to 5-5. So weirdest thing, this is the third time that Lutz, I don't know. So if the kick is fielded at the goal line by the Eagles, and it's actually only returned to about the 9-yard line. Again, they had a 15-yard penalty. But Lutz had someone holding the ball for him, so I'm a little confused. Maybe because of the angle he wanted to kick it at, they couldn't get on the tee. But we're playing in a dome. That's the third time that it's happened where the ball's fallen off the tee. And I might get this one with the angle, but we're playing in a dome. What's going on here? I don't understand. There's a flag down on this play on the kickoff, so the Eagles might start with the ball. Half this is to the goal. Yeah, I like Trent Murphy. I would keep him. I would definitely keep him. There are 2 penalties on the play, both of them on the Eagles. There's a personal foul, and that's going to be a half-distance field-goal penalty. So the Eagles are going to start with the ball 1st and 10 at about the 4-yard line. Probably just knee it and try going to halftime here. So it was actually Morstead instead of Lutz who kicked this one off since there was that penalty. So the Eagles are going to start with the ball 1st and 10 at the 7. Wentz is in shotgun formation with 35 seconds to go. I don't know why they would just want to kneel it here. But they're looking to pass it with 2 timeouts remaining. Pass is caught by Ertz about the 14-yard line. And did the Eagles call timeout? Because the clock stopped. I don't know. Yeah, I just really don't know about that one. So, yeah, the Eagles use their timeout. 29 seconds to go. 2nd and 3. Wentz in shotgun again from the 14-yard line. It just doesn't make sense to me. They do have a timeout left. I mean, if you're trying to score before halftime with 14 seconds left, you need more than 7 yards on 1st down. Wentz is sacked. He almost fumbled that too. So Wentz is sacked. There's now 20 seconds left to go. 19 seconds, and now the Saints call timeout. So this is what you have to be worried about. Because now you have a 3rd down here. The Saints use their timeout. And now you have to run the ball. Or kneel it or something, right? Bad clock management if you're an Eagles fan. You're going to halftime down 24-7. When you start with the ball at the 8-yard line. That just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense to me. But what do I know? What do I know? It just doesn't make sense. Third and 6. Wentz is in shotgun again. This time they well run the ball, but they'll just lose 4 yards. So that's going to take us into halftime. Smallwood on the run. Loss of 4 yards. It's going to be on 4th down, but there's no need to, with 9 seconds left to go in the first half, no need to play as the Eagles will go into halftime down 24-7, and the Saints will get the ball to start the second half. Again, welcome to Leaders Talk. My name is Joe. We're doing this game because the Bills are on bye week, and this is the game that was voted on by you fans on Twitter. On our Twitter page, we put up the poll, what game do you want me to live stream? And this is the one that won, so we're doing this game for you, and we're happy to do it. I love doing these live streams. I love sitting and chatting with you guys. Excuse me. We just asked a question about Trent Murphy. Should the Bills keep Trent Murphy? He has 3 sacks on the season. I think he's really been a disruptive force for our defensive line. I looked up some of his stats here. He only has 8 tackles, but at the same time, I think he's assisted on a few tackles. He's had some double teams on him this season. He's also had those 3 sacks, and he hasn't played every game this year. He's actually been out of 2 or 3 games, I believe, for the season. So we do have that opt-out clause to talk about come the end of the season. However, that's something we'll talk about too in the regular during the off season. We will give you a player-by-player breakdown where they are on their contracts, what I think they should do as far as keep them, trade them, or release them. So we look forward to doing that in the off season. That's just one of the main things we'll do. We might try to cover the Sabres a little bit as well during the off season, since it will be the off season. So McKenzie and Marcus Murphy. I think we have underutilized Marcus Murphy. It's driving me nuts. We saw him have a great preseason, and I just want to continue to see Marcus Murphy. But yeah, McKenzie was definitely a spark plug signing from free agency. Isaiah McKenzie did a great job last week in the return game. He had some nice runs in that game too. So I really like him, and I'm glad we signed him. But I just think Marcus Murphy's been underutilized. I feel like we could do a lot more with him. And we saw games where McCoy was out, where Chris Ivory took almost every carry. And I do like what Chris Ivory's done this season, but you need to change it up every once in a while. You need to have 2 backs. This is not the type of NFL that was 10, 15 years ago, where you can have one main back do all the running. And that try to mix it up every once in a while. We see it here with the Saints, right? We see it here with the Saints with Ingram and Kamara. We see it with a couple other teams out there who just know how to mix it up and how to make it look better. It goes back to Carolina when they had Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams. I think that was the first real dynamic duo. Maybe you can go back to the Giants during their Super Bowl runs, but that was probably about the same time of this duo set running backs who could just do a great job, and change it up every once in a while. And I would love to see us use Marcus Murphy more, and I think he's still one of the backs of the future for the Buffalo Bills team. So that's just my opinion, though. All right, so we are at halftime of the Saints and Eagles game. There's another game at halftime I wanted to update you guys on. The women Buffalo Bulls basketball team is down 39-49 to the Oregon Ducks. Oregon is the 3rd-ranked team in women's college basketball right now, so down by 10 at halftime. 49-39 as we play the 3rd-ranked Oregon Ducks. So good luck to our women Lady Buffalo Bulls there, as we hope they come back in the second half and pull off an upset as the men's Buffalo Bulls team did not too long ago against West Virginia. But we'll see what happens there. So we'll go through some scores of these 4 o'clock games as Oakland comes into the 3rd quarter and scores a field goal. So they're up 17-14 on the Cardinals. And the Chargers have scored another touchdown, so they're now up 19-7 as Antonio Gates, I believe that's his first touchdown of the season. Antonio Gates with a 6-yard touchdown pass from Phillip Rivers. They missed the point after touchdown, so it's now 19-7 Chargers over Broncos. So let's talk about some of those 1 o'clock games. Again, if you're just joining me, big news. If you're a Redskins fan, Alex Smith broke his fibula and his tibia, so he will be out for the rest of the season. Let's see if they leave Colt McCoy in there as the starting quarterback for the Redskins. He actually didn't do too bad today, try and bring that team back. But let's go through some of these 1 o'clock games. We have Dallas, Atlanta. Dallas scores a field goal at the last second to beat the Atlanta Falcons 22-19. We have, let's get through some stats. Ezekiel Elliott had 23 carries, 122 yards, and a touchdown. Matt Ryan went 24 for 34, 291, a touchdown and an interception. Dak Prescott, 22 for 32, 208 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. NFL Philadelphia Eagles Saints live online. Hey, go there, man. Go there. Do it. Have a good time. Do Bills need to address defensive tackle in draft with Kyle being old? Well, they kind of did that with Phillips, right? I mean, that was the whole point of the Harrison Phillips sign in the draft. It was to try to get and we have a new one now. I think that's pretty good. If we pick up someone, it would be later in the draft. I mean, we have more pressing needs than that defensive line. I mean, I know that defensive line is still a pressing need, but we see our defense is a top 5 defense in yards allowed. So we're excited about that. But yeah, there are more pressing needs at this time. You look at the wide receiver position being like a glaring one. Want to talk about old players, you got to look at LeSean McCoy. We talked about Marcus Murphy a little bit, but maybe that's a position need going forward. But running backs to me are a pretty easy position to fill as you go back and forth. So I don't know, we'll see. And we do have 10 draft picks, guys, so we have a lot of needs. But Dallas beats Atlanta 22-19. You've got Cincinnati, Baltimore. Baltimore wins 24-21. Again, 1 o'clock games, 6 of them decided by 5 points or less. So a very good week for those close matchups. Baltimore beats Cincinnati 24-21 on a field goal with 8 minutes to go. And then the defense for Baltimore just does their job. Holds Cincinnati without scoring in the final 8 minutes to win this game. Andy Dalton, 19 for 36, 211, 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson got the start. Joe Flacco out in this one. So Lamar Jackson gets his first start of his career. 13 for 19, 150, 1 interception. So now every single rookie quarterback from the first round has gotten a start, right? All 5 of them. So where you guys sit now when it comes to Josh Allen compared to the rest? I mean, that's a fair question. I ask myself that question and I say, I like it. I like it a lot, actually. I think Josh Allen is favorable against most of them, if not all of them. We've seen Sam Darnold struggle. We've seen Baker Mayfield struggle. We've seen Josh Rosen struggle. And now Lamar Jackson. I mean, again, Lamar Jackson's kind of unfair to grade him after just one start, but I think I like Josh Allen right now out of all 5 of them. So we'll see. But Joe Mixon had 12 carries for 14 yards and a touchdown, so they really contained Joe Mixon, which isn't an easy task. Gus Edwards was the leading rusher, 17 carries, 115 yards, and a touchdown. John Ross had 2 catches for 27 yards and a touchdown. William Snead had 5 catches for 51 yards in that game. Again, Baltimore beating Cincinnati, moving them up to 5-5 on the season since he drops to 5-5 on the season with a 24-21 Baltimore victory. Carolina, Detroit, and what might be the upset of the day. Detroit beat Carolina 20-19, moving Detroit to 4-6 on the season. Carolina down to 6-4 on the season. Again, Carolina going for a 2-point conversion with a minute to go. They score to make it 20-19, and instead of kicking the extra point to tie it and possibly going to overtime, they actually go for 2. And it's failed, and they lose 20-19. Cam Newton in this game, 25 for 37, 357 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Matthew Stafford goes 23 for 37, 220, and a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, 13 rushes for 53 yards. Karan Johnson, 15 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown. DJ Moore, 7 receptions, 157 yards, and a touchdown. Kenny Galladay had 8 receptions for 113 yards and a touchdown. So good receiving stats in that game. If you have any receiver from that game, you're probably excited about their fantasy impact. So go to Tennessee, Indianapolis. Indianapolis, this was the only blowout of the day. Indianapolis, Bills draft pick improved this week. Maybe John Patrick. Here's the thing about the Bills, though, before I get back into more stats. We do have halftime to talk about some things. So the Buffalo Bills actually have the easiest schedule coming down the stretch. We play Miami twice, who's kind of losing their luster. They started 3-0, but since then they've looked to be sliding a bit. You talk about you play the Jets again one more time. We've already seen what the Jets have to offer, and we know we can beat them. And then you play the Lions, who come up with the win today against Carolina, but they're 4-6. You have Jacksonville, who loses today in a heartbreaker. Man, it's gonna be really tough for Jacksonville after a heartbreaker from last week to travel to Buffalo to play a Buffalo Bills team coming off a bye. That's going to be a tough one for Jacksonville to be able to come back from and be ready for. So that might give you a sneak peek into my prediction going into that game. But that's going to be a tough task for Jacksonville, I think. But yeah, so you have Jacksonville, then you have you still have Miami twice, you have the Jets once, you have New England, and you have Detroit. So New England's the only team there that currently has a winning record. So to be honest, if we go 5-11, 6-10, I would not be shocked. I know some people think we'll win more than that. I just don't see this Bills team. I talked to someone who says, hey, if we beat New England, we have a chance to make the playoffs. I just don't see this team winning 7 straight. I just don't see it happening. Not saying they can't beat every single one of these teams minus New England, but beating them in a row. To go on a 7-game win streak in the NFL is tough to do. I know the Saints are currently on an 8-game winning streak. I know that the Texans are on a 7-game winning streak, but that's tough to do. And we do not have the talent that matches those two teams, that's for sure. So you say the Bills draft pick might have improved this week. You're talking about the Giants who won. You're talking about whoever wins the Arizona-Oakland game might get a better record. You talk about stuff like that. But I think we're going to have we'll have somewhere between the 5th and 10th draft pick, if you ask me, maybe 7th draft pick overall. So a little bit disappointing after last year, but this will only help improve this team. Again, 40% of this team in the first 2 years of their NFL careers. It's a good time to get younger, build on that, get some talent around these guys, and we do have over $90 million cap space next year, able to sign some of these key free agents. Not a huge fan of the idea of signing Le'Veon Bell. Where do you sit on that issue? That's a whole other issue. Maybe we'll talk about some of these issues throughout the week, since we're on bye week, maybe tomorrow. That's what the episode will be about. Where do you sit on Le'Veon Bell issue? Where do you sit on Josh Allen compared to the other rookie quarterbacks? Where do you evaluate this Bills team at the bye week? How do you see them doing? That's a good topic to have too. So maybe that's what tomorrow's episode will look like. So join me tomorrow here on Believers Talk as we go live for our normal Monday day after recap. However, there won't be a game to recap, so we'll recap how the season has looked. Bingo. I like coming on here with you guys. You guys give me ideas, make it easy for me to continue to do this, man. So I appreciate that. Again, if you have not already, hit that like button. Follow me on Twitter, and then you'll get more of these polls questions, and you'll get updated on all Buffalo sports. I keep you updated on the Sabres, the Bulls, the Bills. When the Bison season starts, maybe I'll give you update on the Bisons. I don't know. All I know is you will be updated here on Believers Talk, so you want to make sure to subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter, and we'll keep you up to date as best as possible. So we'll continue with the scores here. Again, Tennessee, Indianapolis. Indianapolis was able to romp Tennessee 38-10. The game was never in doubt as they were up 24-3 at halftime. So it was pretty much game over real quick in this one. Blaine Gabbert goes in after Marcus Mariota injures his shoulder. Blaine Gabbert goes 11 for 16, 118 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Andrew Luck, 23 for 29 as he's getting back into Andrew Luck form. 297, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Derrick Henry had 9 carries for 46 yards. Marlon Mack, 16 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown. Tajay Sharp went 5 receptions, 37 yards, a touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, 9 receptions, 155, 2 touchdowns. That connection, that Luck-Hilton connection, working out huge for a lot of people in fantasy, I'm sure. Hilton had a huge day today as the Colts beat the Tennessee Titans 38-10, moving the Indianapolis Colts to 5-5 on the season, dropping the Tennessee Titans to 5-5 on the season, both looking up at that Houston Texans team who have won 7 straight, including their game today against Washington, a game where Alex Smith goes out, breaks his tibia and fibula. They win at 23-21, moving them to 7-3 on the season, dropping Washington to 6-4. Go over some statistics from this game. You have Deshaun Watson going 16 for 24, 208 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Colt McCoy 6 for 12, 54 yards, a touchdown. Lamar Miller 20 carries, 86 yards. Adrian Peterson 16 carries, 51 yards, 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins 5 receptions, 56 yards, a touchdown. Jordan Reed 7 for 71 and a touchdown. As we are ready for the kickoff for the second half, I know I didn't get to all the games. I'll get to them in a second. But the kickoff goes out of bounds. That means the Saints will start with the ball to start the second half at the 25-yard line, already up 24-7. There is a flag on the play. I think there's a flag on the play. They said flag, like the image came up, said flag on the play, and then they go down to Aaron Andrews. Aaron Andrews normally doesn't cover play-by-play analyzing, so I don't know if they meant to put a flag on the play because I don't think there was now. As we get the ball 1st and 10. There was a flag. Okay, so Joe Buck does concur that there was a flag down. So Fox Sports did not mess up. So good for them. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Saints at the 30-yard line. Instead of the 25, it was a 5-yard penalty for offsides on the Eagles on the kickoff. Saints had 321 total yards of offense in the first half. That's the most they've had in a half of football this season. As they're up 24-7 on the Eagles. This has to be, the defense for the Eagles has to step up huge here if they think they have a chance to win this game still. Handoff is up the middle to Ingram. Ingram gets about 7 on the carry. They say 6, so the 36-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and 4 for the Saints. Again, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Hit that subscribe button, hit that watch button, or notification button. Hit that watch button out. If you find a watch button, let me know you hit it. Ingram, 6 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown. 14:30 to go in the third quarter. Saints up on the Eagles 24-7. Saints have the ball, 2nd and 4. Breeze under center. You got 2 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. Because they got Kamara in the back, single back, as he goes out for a pass. Pass is completed to Thomas. He gets to about the 45-yard line before he's taken down, so it's going to be 1st and 10 Saints. About 8-yard completion forward from Breeze to Thomas. So with 14 minutes to go in the third quarter, 24-7, the Saints have the ball 1st and 10 at about the 45-yard line of the well, their own 45-yard line. So 1st and 10 Saints. Again, the Eagles really need to stop here on defense if they have a shot in this game. Big possession for both teams. Again, big game for both teams as the Saints want to move to 9-1, stay in a tie with the Rams, and have that head-to-head matchup. So they would be 1st in the conference for the number 1 overall seed. Drew Brees, fake handoff, going deep downfield. Pass is complete. This is to Smith. Looks like he's pushed out of bounds around the 30-yard line, so it looks like it's a gain about 22 yards. As he comes back to the ball, makes the catch. Okay, it's going to be about the 35-yard line, so it's going to be about 17 yards. But it's going to be another 1st down for the Saints as they continue to move the ball downfield again on this Eagles defense. Again, the Saints, one of the top offenses in the league this year at 8-1. Smith already has 7 receptions for 87 yards and a touchdown. Remember, he had that touchdown pass, got hit late, and he looked like he was woozy getting up. Good to see him back in the game as Kamara gets the 1st down carry, gets about 4 yards. 12:45 to go in the third quarter. The Saints up on the Eagles 24-7. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Saints. They are in Eagles territory. Again, welcome to Believers Talk. Thank you for joining me. If you are new, hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell because we continue to go live. We go live at least 3 times a week. Again, happy Thanksgiving week to everyone. Obviously, with it being the holiday week, my schedule might be a little bit different than normally, but we will be getting on here when we can. So you want to make sure to hit that notification bell so YouTube notifies you when we are live. Hill now in shotgun formation. Hill will take the snap. He passes the ball out for the first time today, and that's going to be enough for a 1st down. So it's Hill to Hill, number 89, tight end for New Orleans, gets the tight end screen pass from Hill, who was lined up at quarterback instead of Drew Brees. And so he's now 1 for 1 out of the game. And that's good enough for a 1st down, getting the Saints inside the 25-yard line, close to that red zone. Again, 11:45 to go in the third quarter. Already up 24-7 on the Eagles. Eagles 4-5 on the season. They needed to try to get this win. They needed to try to catch up to the Redskins, try to catch up to the Cowboys. Cowboys win today. That moves them to 5-5 on the season. The Redskins are still 6-4 on the season, leading the NFC East. So we'll see what happens. Drew Brees in shotgun formation. Kamara to his left. Passes to Thomas. Thomas with a touchdown on a streak route to Thomas. Makes it 30-7 Saints with 11:20 to go in the third quarter. just ran a streak pattern and blew by his defender. Breeze throws a beautiful pass, as only Breeze can, in the end zone. So it's a 30-yard touchdown pass from Breeze to Thomas for the touchdown, putting them up 30-7 on the Eagles early here in the third quarter. That's, this game's just getting out of hand at this point. Here in New Orleans, 31-7 after this extra point. Lutz is on for the extra point. The snap is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So 11:20 to go in the third quarter, and the Saints just seem to be cruising here, up 31-7 on the Eagles. Again, the Eagles, if they lose this one here, will drop to 4-6 on the season, man. And that's going to be tough to come back from. Eagles have been inconsistent at best all year, and you just want to see them continue to improve if you're an Eagles fan, but it just doesn't look like that's happening. As they now trail 31-7, they are unable to contend with some of these best teams in the NFC. And that just won't get the job done. But again, even with the loss here, they're only 2 games back of Washington. They still have 2 games to play against Washington. So who knows what will happen. They have 1 against Dallas. They'll only be a game back of Dallas. So, this might be one of those times where the division winner is 9-7, 8-8, and making it into a playoffs, getting a home playoff game. Not saying I'm always a fan of that, but that might be the situation you have here if the Eagles, can beat Washington, if the Eagles can beat Dallas. We'll see what happens as the season goes on. But anyway, we'll go back to the scores of the other 2 4 o'clock games. I'll update you on the other 2 games I didn't talk about. The 1 o'clock games, you have Tampa Bay losing to the Giants 38-35 earlier today, as Manning has 3 touchdown passes on the day, as he goes 17 for 18. So he only had 1 completion all day. 231, 2 touchdowns. 155.8 QBR. Jameis Winston, 12 for 16, 199, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Barber for the Buccaneers had 18 carries, 106, and a touchdown. Saquon Barkley, there's that bad man, 27 carries, 142 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns on the day. Mike Evans had 6 receptions for 120 yards and a touchdown. Odell Beckham had 4 for 74 and a touchdown. So that's how the Giants beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 38-35. Now the Giants at 3-7 are saying, hey, what about us? What if we could do it? They have some talent on offense. I'm not sure if they could pull it off, winning 7 or 8 straight. But man, they could finish 9-7 still, and that would be, you have a good shot if you finish 9-7 of winning this NFC East. So back-to-back wins for the Giants. Let's see what that does for their confidence as they win 38-35. And in what was a great game, a nail-biter game, Pittsburgh beat Jacksonville 20-16. In a game again early on, Jacksonville was up 16-0, and it looked bad for Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh able with Ben at the helm, and Ben brings them back. 27-47, 314 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Blake Bortles went 10 for 18, 104 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Conner was stopped on the day where first day where we knew Bell would not be playing this whole season. James Conner, 9 carries, 25 yards. Leonard Fournette comes back, 28 carries, 95 yards, and a touchdown. Antonio Brown, 5 receptions, 117 yards, and a touchdown. Dede Westbrook, 2 receptions, 19 yards. As the Jacksonville Jaguars lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers, dropping the Jaguars to 3-7. The Steelers now 7-2-1 as they hold on to that second seed in the AFC wild card. So there's a kickoff here, and it goes into the end zone. The Saints now up 31-7. Eagles will start with the ball, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Again, thank you for watching Unbelievers Talk. My name is Joe. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you are not new to the channel, help me out. Hit that share button. Let your friends know that we are here giving you live play-by-play and reaction of this game, the Eagles versus the Saints. Again, a lot of people might not know I'm on here. Bills fan, what are you doing here watching this Eagles-Saints game? Guys, I'm just a huge football fan, as many of you are. I love my Bills. I love my city of Buffalo, which I'm not even living there anymore, but hey. But I just love the game of football, and I love enjoying watching it with you guys as well. So on 1st down for the Eagles, there's a catch to Alshon Jeffrey. Looks like for 11 yards, so it's going to be a 1st and 10. Completion from Wentz to Jeffries on 1st down. 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. 31-7 Saints over the Eagles. Again, the Eagles obviously need to score on this drive to have any chance in this game at all. The chances are looking slim as his. To try to come back on the Saints team, whose offense just has not been stopped much today. Wentz in shotgun formation. You have Adams to his right. 2 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. Saints show blitz. Low snap. He does get the ball off. It was actually Clement, not Adams, in the backfield with him, and that pass is incomplete. No, it was Adams. I was right the first time. Don't doubt yourself, Joe. Don't doubt yourself. So it's incomplete. So it's going to be with 10:42 to go. We have 2nd and 10. Again, Eagles trailing the Saints 31-7. The Saints just moving the ball downfield. I believe they've only been stopped on one possession. They only have one punt. I like that. I'm getting time and a half. Thank you. I should get time and a half. Ubermensch. Thank you. Thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Again, welcome. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. If you're not new, hit that share button. Let your friends know we are here. 3 wide receivers bottom of the screen as Wentz is in shotgun. As he initially wanted to go long, and then he had to hold it back, and then he completes it to Matthews on delayed wide receiver screen, I guess is what we'll call it. As Matthews actually didn't go anywhere on a route, so I'm not sure if he was supposed to stay there or if he was trying to take a play off, but Wentz ends up throwing it to him for a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 5 for the Eagles on this play. And again, this is a drive where the Eagles will need to score if they think they have a shot yet in this game. Already trailing 31-7, 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. They only had that one drive where it sustained positive yards. First 3 possessions of the game, you're talking about 15 total yards and a turnover. So, and the Eagles forced to call a timeout here. So obviously they're not on the same page as they're trailing 31-7, 10:05 to go in the 3rd quarter for this 3rd and 5. Big 3rd down conversion coming up. You need a touchdown this drive. You need to score, but at the same time, you wonder if you plan on coming back, what's the timeout situation going to look like? Obviously, you use the timeout now. You need to score on this drive. So this is a huge 3rd and 5 as we go to commercial break. Get you updated on those other 2 4 o'clock games. What's time and a half times 0 though? I need to know. You carry the 1? No? All right. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Again, my name is Joe. I appreciate everyone being with me today on a day again with the Bills. Have a bye week. Bills, are probably sitting at home doing the same thing we're doing, just watching the games, seeing what they have to look forward to next week. As I get you updated on those 4 o'clock games, you got Oakland at Arizona. Oakland now up 20-14 as they kicked 2 field goals in the second half. You go up 20-14 on Arizona. That game is in the 4th quarter as Arizona has the ball 4th and 6. Denver at LA Chargers. Denver has since scored a touchdown. That game is late in the 3rd quarter. The Chargers went up 19-14 on a Antonio Gates touchdown. Again, Antonio Gates probably his first touchdown of the year. And then Royce Freeman of Denver has a 3-yard rushing touchdown with 2:24 to go in the 3rd quarter to bring them within 5 points. So now it's 19-14 Chargers over the Broncos. You have to wonder if those missed PATs or the one missed PAT by the Chargers will come back to haunt them in this game. Again, lots of close games this week in the NFL. Been fun to watch. And that looks like there might be 1 or 2 more coming up here as the Oakland Raiders are only up 6 and the Chargers are only up 5. This game not looking so much like it's going to be a close one, I'm not going to lie, as the Saints lead the Eagles 31-7. The Eagles have a big 3rd down coming up here called timeout. And then, of course, Thursday night, if you guys did not hear about the Thursday night game, Seattle beat Green Bay 27-24. For all intents and purposes, possibly knocking Green Bay out of wild card contention at 4-5-1. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But, man, 4-5-1, more than likely out of the division race. But we'll see. You have 1 game left against Chicago. You have 1 game left against Minnesota, but you're behind both of them now. So you talk about the Packers being in the type of situation these Eagles are in. If the Eagles drop this one here, drop them to 4-6. Big 3rd and 5 here for the Eagles as we come back from commercial break. Wentz in shotgun formation. We have 3 wide receivers top of the screen, 2 to the bottom, 5 wide receivers set. Wentz alone in the backfield as he's trying to get the play off. Looks like the crowd noise is a bit of a factor. That's why they called the timeout there. 10 seconds left on the play clock, so he has to get a snap off here shortly. The snap is off. Fakes a pass, goes deep down the middle to Ertz. No, that's not Ertz. I'm sorry. That's tight end number 88, as that's incomplete. Goddard is incomplete, so it's going to be a 4th and 5 with exactly 10 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. I think this is an interesting play call. I think you might consider going for it here. I know you're in Saints territory, but if you want to have a chance to win this game, you have to score. I mean, you're already down, 4 possessions. You have to be able to score here. And just to say you're punting it away is kind of giving up on this one, as we do see the Eagles offense stay on the field on this 4th and 4, calling 2 plays. Probably the best way to go if you think you have a chance to win this one. 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Wentz has Adams in the backfield with him to his right. Wentz in shotgun formation. Wentz fumbles the snap, able to get it back, able to get it off, but it's a high throw. And so on 4th and 5, they were unable to convert with 9:56 to go. It looks like Wentz might have had some room if he had time to settle down and run up the middle for the first down. But Wentz with a high snap, again, with the Eagles center going out earlier in this game. I wonder what that effect had on that play in particular. And it's now going to be Saints ball, already up 31-7, and they're already in Eagles part of the field. So, it's just not looking good for your Eagles fan. Pretty sure that was their last gasp at this one. 31-7. You're not going to be able to stop this offense for long. So you wonder what they have left on defense. Especially the defense has been on the field a lot in this game already. We talk about the Eagles having their first 3 drives, only gaining 15 yards, 2 3-and-outs, and then that interception. The Eagles defense has already been worn out. And so, that's all the Saints defense or the Saints offense are going to continue to do. Talk about now, you're going around the clock, right, with Ingram and Kamara, probably the best 1-2 tandem in the NFL. You wonder what the Eagles can do to stop them. Obviously, you need to be able to get some 3-and-outs here in order to think you have a chance to come back. But with this much time left on the clock, I just, against this Saints offense, I just don't see it happening. You talk about less than 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Down already 31-7. I just don't see it happening there. Go over some other scores. Nothing's changed in the other 4 o'clock games. The Chargers still up on Denver, 19-14. Denver has the ball as they get ready to start the fourth quarter there. And the Oakland Raiders are up 20-14 on Arizona. Oakland has the ball at midfield as that game has 11.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So going to the Buffalo Bulls, women's college basketball, the Buffalo Bulls trailing now by 18 points as they're now down 68-50 in that one. So it's not looking good as they play the number 3 overall women's college basketball team, the Oregon Ducks. Just not looking good, down 18 with 4:17 to go in the third quarter there. I believe that these quarters are 10 minutes long, so it means there's 14.5 minutes to go in the game, down by 18. Only scored 50 points so far. No reason to think that you'll be able to come back in that one. Hopefully I'm wrong. I would love to say I'm wrong, but against the number 3 overall team in women's college basketball, it's just not looking like you'll be able to come back in that one. So that's where we're on sports today. Tomorrow we have the Buffalo Sabres taking a 5-game winning streak into Pittsburgh to play the Pittsburgh Penguins. If you're a Sabres fan, you know how much the Pens are like a thorn in our side every time we play them, especially recently. I mean, the Pens have been good. Pens have been good, but they're reeling this season so far at 7-8-3. Let's see if we can improve on that third place ranking in the Atlantic Division. So come back from commercial break. Currently, the Saints have the ball now, 1st and 10, 31-7 already up on the Eagles. 9:56 to go in the third quarter again. Expect to see a lot of Kamara, a lot of as they hand it off to Kamara, a lot of Ingram as well, as the Saints now just look to run this game out with 9:45 to go in the third quarter. Is already up 31-7. You don't need to pass the ball as much, and we saw that last week in the second half against the Jets. After we got that big lead, we tried to run out some clock a little bit more. McCoy with those 2 rushing touchdowns. That was awesome to see. And now we just wait for next week against Jacksonville, guys. And again, it's going to be very hard for Jacksonville Jaguars team who put everything into this week. I mean, man, they look good, up 16-0 against the Pittsburgh Steelers team that was coming into this week with a 5 or 6 game winning streak on the line. And the Jaguars look good, 16-0 going into the fourth quarter. They stopped the Saints run the ball again, this time with Ingram, get the first down inside the 30-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Saints. 9 minutes to go as they're slow to get up. Von Miller had an interception in that Broncos game. And that's what gave the Broncos the ball to get the touchdown and make it 19-14. So they were showing that highlight. Looked like Ingram was slow to get up on that one. Not sure if he's okay, but now it looks like there's no one on the field. So it looks like he's all right. As Hill comes in, Breeze is now on the sideline on this 1st and 10. 8:30 to go in the third quarter. Saints already up 31-7 on the Eagles. Saints already have over 400 yards of offense. This is a direct snap to Kamara, who gets about 4 yards on the play, 5 yards on the play. Bring up a 2nd and 5 with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Again, just running out that clock at this point. Already up 31-7. No need to press the ball downfield. You're already in field goal range here. Possibly go up 34-7. again, the party's over for the Eagles. Only down 2 games against the Redskins, and they have 3 games left against the Redskins, so they could still win that division. And we all know what happens once the playoffs start. Everyone's 0-0 again. And if the Eagles win the division, no matter what the record is, they get a home playoff game. So it'll be interesting to see if the Eagles can make a run at it. I think they'd have to win out from here to have a fair shot at it. But they do have 2 against the Redskins, and they do have 1 against the Cowboys. As the Saints can be a big pass downfield to Smith. Smith's having a great game. Going to be 1st and goal for the Saints. Gets it to about the 4-yard line. Just a jump ball for Smith, back shoulder fade, and Sullivan not turning around. Drew Brees is having a great day again, as Drew Brees normally does. And they get the ball 1st and goal inside the 5 at about the 3-yard line. So it looks like they're about ready to punch it in here. Get to my pick in a second. Ingram gets the ball on 1st down, gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Saints up on the Eagles, big 31-7. Saints have the ball 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line. Saints at 8-1, looking to improve to 9-1. Looks like they're going to do that. Continue to be the number 1 overall seed going into the playoffs for the NFC side. As they continue to try to do that, they have to keep pace with the Rams. They have the head-to-head with the Rams, but right now the Rams and Saints both look like they're going to be 9-1, so don't want to lose traction there. Eagles going to drop to 4-6 with this loss. It's going to be a lot tougher for them. Hand off to the fullback here for the Saints, number 42, as he again gets nowhere. So it's going to bring us to 6 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Going to bring up 3rd and goal for the Saints. After the score here, Promethean, I'll try to get to your question about who I think. I have an idea. It's not going to be much different from my previous pick, but I do have an idea of who I think is going to win the Super Bowl. A 3rd and goal, 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, Saints already up on the Eagles 31-7, trying to punch it in here as they're at the 3-yard line. You have Brees in shotgun, Kamara to his right, 4 wide receivers set. Looks like 3 to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. Brees looking for Kamara, who would have not gotten close to the end zone if he would have caught it. That's an incomplete pass. However, there's a flag down in the secondary. Looks like it's in the position of defensive holding, which will give the New Orleans Saints. Charles Clay, his whole contract is guaranteed, right? So you're talking about. Sorry about the technical difficulties, by the way, guys, and thanks for watching. But Charles Clay, 100% of his contract is guaranteed, so there's no reason to not have him on the team. But between his injuries and him being complete trash, they have to do better. And on 1st down for the Saints, it looks like it's Ingram in for a touchdown. So it's going to be 37-7 Saints over Eagles. 5:34 to go in the 3rd quarter. Just icing on the cake at this point, as the Eagles are going to lose in this one, dropping them to 4-6. But Ingram, a 2-yard touchdown after a defensive holding call, gives the Saints new life after they were stopped on 3rd down. And defensive holding gives them a 1st down at the 2-yard line. And from there, Ingram on 1st down runs it into the end zone. And now it's 37-7 Saints. So let's get to some questions here. Promethean, Ubermensch, you ask who I think is going to win the Super Bowl this year. At the beginning of the season, my prediction for the game, and it looks like my output's low again for this video, so I might lose you again, so I do apologize. But for the beginning of the season, my input was, or my thought was, that the Vikings would beat the Texans in the Super Bowl. And the way the Texans have been looking, I can't go against that. I really can't. Winning 7 straight here. I know they lost the first 3, but you're talking about winning 7 in a row. They're only a half game back of getting the 2nd seed and getting a bye week to begin the playoffs. And you look at this. The Pittsburgh Steelers still play the Saints. The Pittsburgh Steelers still play the Patriots. While most of Houston's tough games are already behind them. They already lost to the Patriots. They've already played some tough games. So, they have some division games left, which are always tough. I'm not saying they're not. But Houston might have a fast track to possibly be the number 2 overall seed. Although the Patriots also have head-to-head, and they're tied with the Patriots. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there as far as with the Houston Texans. At the beginning of the season, I had the Minnesota Vikings beating the Houston Texans in the Super Bowl. I'm not going away from that pick until I have to. So yeah, I have the Minnesota Vikings as our new Super Bowl champions. With the Eagles losing here, they still have a chance to win the division. However, and that would give them a home playoff game. However, they're just not looking like the team they were last year. You know, they had a home field advantage throughout the playoffs last year, and a lot of people say that had a lot to do with why they won the Super Bowl. That obviously will not be the case in this situation, because with this win, going to 9-1, the worst that the Rams and Saints can both do is 9-7, and that's the best that the Eagles can do. Oh no, they could still be 10-6 after this game. So, you know, things would have to go their way, obviously, a lot. You know, why the Bills have so many tight ends? First, like I said, Charles Clay is terrible. I'm not a huge fan of Charles Clay this season, and he does get injured. And you know, you talk about Logan Thomas. You know, he's our third string quarterback too. So you know, there is a point of having him on the team. You know, we saw a fake punt last week that he ran. You know, it kind of gives you a mix up there. You know, it's funny that we don't see, like, we have tight ends, but we don't seem to be using them that much, right? So it'll be interesting to see what happens if we use our tight ends in the future. As far as Bell coming to the Bills, you know, I just don't want someone that's that big of a head. Like, you know, his agent say he's looking for quarterback money. Clay is a bum. You're right. He's looking for quarterback type money, like, and he's talking about like Drew Brees type money, and he's just not worth that. When you're talking about position, you know, yeah, is Le'Veon Bell good? Of course, Le'Veon Bell's good, and I will never deny that. But look how Connor's doing for Pittsburgh right now. He's not doing that bad. He had a bad game today, but he's not doing that bad either. His stats match up pretty decently against Le'Veon Bell. So maybe that offensive line had a lot to do with it as well, which is a position that the Bills do need to address this offseason, is offensive line. And if we have a poor offensive line, no one can run, right? So is Le'Veon Bell worth that much money? And the difference between Le'Veon Bell and the number 2 running back, or whatever you want to say, is not that big of a leap where it's going to change things enough where he's worth that kind of money. We have a lot of cap space. The last thing I want to do is use that cap space on one player. I really wouldn't want to see that. As we come back from commercial break, 5:34 to go in the third quarter. The Saints up on the Eagles, 38-7. They're getting ready to kick off too. And then you talk about, you know, this is the second or third year in a row where we're talking about Bell and, you know, what's he doing this offseason. If we sign someone, I want him at every practice. I want him at every game. I want him being a team player every single step of the way. And that's one thing Le'Veon Bell has proven that he's not, as a team player. He's looking out for himself first. And you know what? Some people say good for you. I say don't. I just don't say that. Yeah, the Bills are okay at running back. Yeah, could we get a little bit younger at that position? Sure. But you're talking about now a Le'Veon Bell player who actually has been sitting for a whole season. You know, like you talk about, we saw him in a boat in Miami. We saw him doing all kinds of activities everywhere else. Not exactly doing football type things where he's going to be in football shape when he comes back, no matter who he signs for. You know, and that's the last thing you need as the Eagles start with the ball first and 10. I'm a little confused. Did they return? Maybe they returned the kickoff and I missed it. They had the ball first 10 at the 24. I thought it was a touchback, so I know I was at the 25. And the first play is a run to Adams for about 5 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 5. As again, the Eagles are going to fall to 4-6 after this one. 5:12 to go in the third quarter, down 38-7. Not able to stop the Saints offense yet today. You know, they stopped them on one possession so far. So the Jets could get Bell. I'm not worried about that at all. I'm not worried about the Jets getting Bell. First of all, we only play the Jets twice, you know, which is more than any other team. I get that, but it's only 2 games out of 14-game season, and Bell doesn't make a team. Bell doesn't. I mean, how many times did the Steelers win the Super Bowl with Le'Veon Bell? You know, I mean, they ran to the Patriots, and you could say the Patriots have a great team, and they do. You have a great coach. They have a great quarterback. But who else they got there? You know what I mean? Like, who else is there? You know, everyone else is like this makeshift guys that they put in the right spot to win games. And a lot of times Pittsburgh didn't run. I mean, Pittsburgh lost to the Chiefs. Pittsburgh lost to the Jaguars last year in the playoffs. I mean, Pittsburgh, like, Le'Veon Bell doesn't just make a team a playoff contender or Super Bowl contender at that matter. Especially talking about Le'Veon Bell, who's now been out of the scene for a year, gotten a year older. You know, he'll have fresh legs, but how long will those fresh legs last? He's wasted a year of his career. Pass on 3rd and 5 is completed to Zach Ertz for a first down, gets to the 37-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Eagles, 3:50 to go in the third quarter, 1st and 10 as the Eagles try to muster up some offense here, get some rhythm going, because they know, like, this doesn't end their season. They still have 6 games left. that they have a possibility to win, and they need to do what they can to win those games. Again, they go 6-0. They still control their own destiny, guys. They go 6-0 in those games. They win the division. It's just hard to believe that this team is going to go 6-0. But yeah, I'm not worried about Bell going to the Jets. You can't do anything about that. If the Jets want to sign him, that's great. Trick play for the Eagles is actually snuffed out pretty well. They faked the handoff up the middle. They faked a pitch to the running back, and then the wide receiver coming from left to right gets a pitch going to the right. And it's good for about 5-yard loss, as the Saints read out pretty good. Number 94, the Saints, plays it out pretty well, stays at home, and is able to get the tackle for it's actually an 8-yard loss. So it's going to be 2nd 18 with 2:45 to go in the third quarter. Did Yuo? I don't know what that is. Angry Buffalo sports fan. Is that his name? Did you? But anyway, maybe you meant to ask a question. Ertz on a fake handoff. Or Wentz on a fake handoff, throws it to the sideline to Tate. Tate has the catch, so it's going to be up a 3rd and short. About 3rd and 5 for the Eagles with 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 38-7 Saints. 3rd and 6 is what they call it on the field. I did not see that Nathan Peterman went to Detroit for a workout. That tells us something about Detroit's situation, though, doesn't it? Like, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm a team and I saw Peterman got cut, I would have accidentally read that somewhere and just turned the page. Like, I would not even give that a second glance. Thank you for watching Unbelievers Talk. My name is Joe again. We're doing this game because that's what the fans ask for on Twitter. Always enjoy being with you guys. I want to do a live stream even in Buffalo's bye week as the Eagles have the ball 3rd and 6. Pass is incomplete for Golden Tate. It's going to be 4th and 6 with 1:45 to go in the third quarter. So welcome to Believers Talk. Thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. My name is Joe. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, subscribe. We do all kinds of stuff here on Believers Talk. We don't just do Bills news, but we mostly do Bills news. And we also keep you updated on all of Buffalo sports. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like, hit that notification bell, because I'll let you know when we go live every time. So the Eagles getting ready to punt here on 4th and 6 with 1:45 to go in the third quarter, trailing 38-7. This game is potentially over as the Saints will go to 9-1. The Eagles will drop to 4 and 6. Again, big news out of Washington. Alex Smith breaks his tibia and fibula, so he will be out for the rest of the season. As there's a return by the Saints. Looks like it was Kamara. Kamara gets pretty much body slammed, and there's no flag down on the play. So we'll see what happens. Looks like Kamara actually just got a flag on himself. Kamara, when he was looking for a referee to throw the ball to, actually ended up throwing it at an Eagle player. So it was actually a punter. It was a punter who body slammed Kamara. So that's kind of funny. Kamara will hear about that. So 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty on Kamara. He thinks it's funny, and in a 38-7 game, you can do stuff like that. But as a coach, that has to just irritate you. You can't be happy about that. But yeah, I did not see Nathan Peterman went to Detroit. Again, I don't see anything. Again, I don't know the guy at all, but I don't see anything happening for Nathan Peterman as far as NFL career. He had enough tryouts here. In Buffalo, he had enough chances where he just didn't show any improvement, or at least much improvement, to be an NFL-ready quarterback. So, 1st and 10 for the Saints. Saints get the ball at the 13-yard line. Drew Brees is under center. First play is a handoff to Melvin Ingram. Ingram unable to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle for a loss on the play with 1:25 to go in the third quarter. 38-7 Saints over Eagles. Again, you're going to see a large dose of Ingram, a large dose of Kamara as they try to run up the clock here. 2nd and 11. I say this draft, the Bills go wide receiver and O-line. I believe we're good at running back. I like to play on belief, by the way. Good job. I don't believe we're good at running back, but I believe we can either A, wait for running back, or B, pick up one in free agency. I'm not worried about running back as much as O-line and wide receiver. You're right. as far as which one we do first or second. Pitches to Kamara, and Kamara gets it to about the 21 yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. So it's going to be a third down and about 3 for the Saints here with 44 seconds left to go in the third quarter. They'll have to get one more play off before the end of the third quarter. See if they can get first down and have it 3rd and 2 for the New Orleans Saints. It all depends where we draft too, right? I mean, we saw this past season, the Bills worked the magic all off season to move up, and then they worked the magic even more to get up to get Allen at 7. Really a great job, I thought, throughout the offseason, positioning themselves to be able to move up to 7. And then we still were able to get Tremaine Edmonds later in the first round. So with 10 draft picks, be interesting to see. Saints call a timeout here with 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. So they take their first timeout of the third quarter on this 3rd and 2. Again, they need to take one more play before we go into the fourth quarter here. And possibly, if it's a complete pass, possibly 2. But 10 seconds have to go in the third quarter. 38-7 Saints over Eagles. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Saints. But yeah, it all depends where we draft, what we're doing in the draft. This might be a good draft. I mean, I know we have draft picks already, but this is filled with defensive talent up top. You can find a team that's wanting defense, that needs help on defense, that you can trade down with and pick up some more draft picks. Listen, this team on offense is nothing to watch. You know what I mean? We scored 41 points against the Jets, and everyone thinks that's great, and it is, with Matt Barkley as our quarterback. So here we go, 3rd and 2. Breeze actually looking to pass it here, going downfield, deep to Smith. Smith catches the ball, and he is ruled down. A great catch by Smith. And again, Smith is just having a great day, as that's the last play of the third quarter. The Saints get a huge first down on what looks to be a good 28-yard completion downfield. Gets inside Eagle territory to about the 42-yard line before he's finally touched. Drew Brees gets hit hard after he throws it, but man, first down Smith. And it's 38-7 going into the fourth quarter. We'll get some scores from around the league. Again, this 4 o'clock games, only 2 other 4 o'clock games going on right now. But again, great day of NFL action if you are an NFL fan. 6 of the first 7 games at the 1 o'clock hour came to within a possession. Most of them within a field goal. And then here we have a couple games close here. Going late into these late games, you have the Oakland Raiders down by a point against Arizona, 21-20, as Arizona scored a touchdown, a Christian Kirk 59-yard. Oh, nope, that's their first one. So we have another. So Larry Fitzgerald has his second touchdown of the day, makes it 21-20 Arizona. Arizona has the ball with 3:30 to go in the fourth quarter, up by a point against Oakland. Denver trailing by 2, 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter there. Chargers up 22-20 in that one, as the Chargers just scored on a Bagley 30-yard field goal to go up 22-20 after Lindsey had another touchdown to make it 20-19. 2-point conversion failed, so with 6.5 minutes to go in that game's 22-20. That one's going back and forth. Divisional games are always tough. As the Chargers at 7-2 look to go to a quiet 8-2 on the season, remain only a game back of the Chiefs. As the Chiefs look to be in the driver's seat for the number 1 overall seed, currently have a 2-game lead on the New England Patriots. They are looking good. I know the Patriots have the head-to-head, but they're 7-3. Tennessee's 9-1. Got a couple key divisional matchups coming up for Kansas City. Got Oakland, Baltimore, Chargers. Obviously, that Thursday, December 13th game. That's a huge game to watch. That will probably be for first place in the division, maybe. At Seattle, Sunday, December 23rd, and then versus Oakland the last week of the season, December 30th. So, you have 2 against Oakland. Those are winnable games. You have Baltimore and Seattle both vying for possibly a wild card spot at this point. Both teams, I believe, 5-5 on the season. So that will be an interesting way to interesting games to watch. But that big December 13th game, a Thursday night game, Chargers at Chiefs, that will be a good one to watch. So will the Chiefs lose 2 in there though? They lose to the Chargers. And then obviously the Chargers and Chiefs are tied as long as the Chargers run the table other than that game, after that game. So that'll be interesting who wins the division in that scenario. But in that scenario, both teams have to win out other than that game. So, in fact, the Chargers will have to win out, period. A lot of that predicating on what they do today. Already down 20 or up 22-20 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter in that one against Denver. So we're back here in this game, fourth quarter, 15 minutes to go. Saints have the ball 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Looks like there was an injury on the last play. Looks like Douglas, number 32, being carried over to the sideline for the Eagles. First down is handed off to Ingram. Gets about 4 yards on the play. So 14:50 to go. $14:30 to go. They were just re-showing the Douglas injury on that last play of the third quarter. 14:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Buffalo, I just saw your comment. Saints up on the Eagles 38-7. Saints will go in 9-1 again, keeping pace with the Rams. The Saints' remaining schedule looks like this. Give me a second, I'll let you know. Kamara gets nowhere on second down. You know, with Carolina losing today, puts Carolina at 6-4, means the Saints have more of a cushion when it comes to that NFC South. So remaining schedule, we got at versus Atlanta, at Dallas, at Tampa Bay, at Carolina, versus Pittsburgh, versus Carolina. That's a much tougher road. You know, the Atlanta game, you talk about those division games, always rough. The Atlanta Falcons did just lose to the Cowboys, not looking as good as they have in the past. They have Dallas, who just beat Atlanta in Dallas. Always a tough place to play, so that'd be a good one. Tampa Bay, you should be able to take care of business there. At Carolina, then first Pitt, then versus Carolina. That's a big 3-game stretch for your chances to win this division. Again, you know, the Carolina Panthers at 6-4, 3 games back. You know, you still have 2 games against them, so that's going to be very interesting to see what happens. As the Saints call timeout here on this 3rd and 7, 13:29 to go in the fourth quarter. So Drew Brees and Sean Payton are actually 3rd all-time in most head coach quarterback wins put together. So they currently have 113, 3 shy of Don Shula and Dan Marino. So and they're quite a ways away from the first place coach quarterback tandem, which I don't have to tell you who they are. Evil Empire, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, 206 I think it was, something ridiculous. Only 200 again of them against Buffalo. Yeah, I mean you need to give Josh Allen help. Josh Allen needs weapons to throw the ball. I think Josh Allen might be the best quarterback so far out of this draft, just with the way he's shown his moxie, his development. I think a lot of people are underrating him. You give him some help, who knows what's going to happen. I mean, we saw what Matt Barkley did as Brees almost is able to extend a play, but then throws the incomplete pass to bring up 4th and 7, 13:22 to go. But you saw what Matt Barkley could do with this offense. You know, it's just what could Josh Allen do if he has the right weapons? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. You know, like I said, I've said this multiple times in games that Josh Allen has started and finished. The Bills are 2-2. You know, you're talking about the 3-7 record looks bad. I understand that, but in games where our starting quarterback has started and finished, we're 2-2. And you know, he had us in that Houston game till the end. You know, pick 6 by Anthony Peterman ends that game for us. I'm not sure it would have gone. You know, we were down when he went out, so I'm not saying it would have gone any differently if he stays in the game. But you just know what you know. So deep pass on 4th and 7. I didn't even realize I went for it. Deep passes to Kamara, and it's for a touchdown. So 4th and 7, the Saints go for it. Throw a deep pass to Kamara, rub some salt in the wound, and now it's 44-7, Saints over Eagles. 13:15 to go in this one. As the Saints are rolling in, as the Saints go marching on, or marching in, or whatever it's called. I don't know the song. You guys probably do. But this game is all but over. 44-7, extra point pending. The Eagles have just shown no life pretty much this whole game, starting with that first 3 possessions of this game, going down 17-0 on the first 3 possessions. And against a team like the Saints, you just can't do that. The Saints have a high-powered offense, and you'd just be unable to stick with them if you don't score eventually. And you know, the more you leave this defense on the field, they're just going to get tired and worn out, and you just won't have anything left for all these weapons. So many weapons. You look at Ingram, look at Kamara. There's a flag on the play on the extra point. But yeah, you just look at these guys. They're doing their own thing for a Powerade or Gatorade or whatever it is. But But yeah, this Bills team might be something to watch out for. It'll be interesting to see what we do with our money. That's what I'm interested in. What are the Bills going to do with their, the draft picks are one thing, and I get that, but a lot of what we can tell by the draft is what we do in free agency to begin, right? I mean, we're gonna have a lot of updates on here, guys, more than likely over the free agents we get, just because of all the cap space we have. Whether that be Le'Veon Bell or whether that be some other key free agents, we're just not sure. So there's a holding on Hill on the play, so that's on the extra point. So that is what the penalty is for. There's confusion on the field, as Joe Buck just said. So as they work that out, we're going to look at the NFL top free agents going into 2019. Obviously, we know Bell's going to be number one, right? But it's going to be interesting to see who else is there. So the penalty is going to be taken at the for the extra point. So there has to be a retry for an extra point. So we got the top 25 free agents going into next season. You got Trey Flowers from New England, DeMarcus Lawrence, defensive end from Dallas, Jadeveon Clowney, obviously, from Houston. But we don't run a 3-4. D Ford from Kansas City, we don't run a 3-4. Le'Veon Bell, of course. Earl Thomas, Grady Jarrett, Brandon Graham, Ndamukong Suh, I want to stay away from him. Ezekiel Ansah, Frank Clark, Landon Collins, Clinton Dix. And the kick is up and good. So the extra point is finally good after the penalty. So it's good again. So it's 45-7 Saints over the Eagles. Ronald Darby will be a free agent. It would be cool to pick him up again. Bryce Callahan. I was a huge Darby fan. I didn't like the fact we got rid of him, but we did. So Bryce Callahan, cornerback from Chicago. Sheldon Richardson, defensive tackle, Minnesota. Tyrann Mathieu, the Huggy Bear. We'll see if maybe that's an option, safety. But you also look at our safeties and you say they're pretty good. Could use a little bit of depth there. Who knows? Devin Funchess, wide receiver, probably the best wide receiver available. Matt Paradis, center, and then Roger Saffold, guard. You do want to look to bolster the offensive line, and there's not a lot of Golden Tate will probably be the best wide receiver available if the Eagles don't re-sign him. Not a lot of wide receivers or star positions available, but you do look at offensive tackle position. It looks like there's a few offensive tackle positions available that we could use and that could help us, and that might be those fancy new toys. Not every new toy has to have a big name with it. You know what I mean? And that's something that the Bills can look at going into next season, possibly getting some help at the offensive line. Then we won't need to do it so much in the draft. We can do it more in free agency. So again, welcome to Believers Talk. If you're new, my name is Joe. Thank you for joining me. We're at commercial break right now as the Eagles continue to just get pounded by the Saints. I think it's 45-7 at this point. We're in the fourth quarter, and it just is not looking good. If you're an Eagles fan, they're going to drop to 4-6 on the season. Looking at the other two games we have going on right now, the Arizona Cardinals up 21-20 on the Oakland Raiders. They have a 4th and 26. So it looks like Oakland's going to get the ball with around 2 minutes left to go in that game, needing a field goal for the win. The Denver Broncos are trailing by 2 to LA with 2:45 to go in that one. The Chargers have the ball at midfield. It's going to be a third down, crucial third down there for the Denver Broncos. You definitely want to hold them as you're getting ready for with 2:45 left to go. Denver actually only has one more timeout too, so that will be an interesting finish there. See how that game finishes out. 22-20 currently. I think another first down or two ends that one, but it does look like Oakland's going to get the ball back with no timeouts remaining, and trailing Arizona by a point at the 2-minute warning. So that one's at the 2-minute warning. Again, Chargers pretty close to the 2-minute warning. This game got 13 minutes left to go. New Orleans up 45-7. Just running away with this game over the current Super Bowl champions, right? What can you say? But like was said earlier in the chat, does not look like this is the same team we saw last year take out the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Looks like this team's going to struggle to even try to make the playoffs. So, New Orleans Saints have scored 141 points in the last 3 games. That's the most in a 3-game span in their history. So they're just continuing to break records as they had the most yards in a half this season in this game. In the first half, I think they had 341. as we go over the Thanksgiving game. Again, guys, I hope you all, if you don't join me again this week, I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe this week. Have a great week as you spend time with family and friends. Hopefully you eat a lot of good food as we get ready for the Thanksgiving Feast of Games, as you will, this Thursday for the NFL schedule. Of course, you have, let me get to that real quick for you. You have Chicago, Detroit at 12:30, Washington at Dallas at 4:30, and then Atlanta at New Orleans at 8:20. So you'll see these Saints play on Thursday against the Atlanta team that just lost to Dallas and is now going to New Orleans, as the Eagles completed a 7-yard pass on first down to bring up second and 3, 13 minutes to go in this one, down 45-7. Forget Brady Breeze is the GOAT. How many 5,000-yard seasons? Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. A lot of 5,000-yard seasons. But my comeback to that would be probably, if I'm playing devil's advocate, would be how many Super Bowls though. I mean, yeah, Brady doesn't have the stats, but Brady doesn't need to have the stats. What would Brady have done if he needed to is the question. You're talking about how many 500-yard Super Bowls does Breeze have? None, because he's only been 1 or 2. Has he been 2? Is he 1 and 2 or 1 and 0? I forget. But it's just winning has to matter towards something, right? I mean, for the longest time, LeBron versus Michael was, well, Michael's 5-0 when it comes to rings, and now LeBron's like 3-5 or 3-6 or whatever it is. So rings do matter when you're talking about the greatest of all time. I don't argue with you that having 5,000+ yard seasons is impressive, but again, I still wonder on this 3rd and 4 they pick up 3 with a 3-yard pass to Aguilar. I haven't heard his name all that much in this game. As Aguilar gets a 3-yard completion, it'll be 4th and 1 with 12.5 to go. If we're not talking about winning, the greatest of all time would have to be Dan Marino, right? And I hate saying that because he was a Dolphin, but I mean, you look at his stats in a completely different era, and he put up 5,000 yards in a season. In fact, I think he was the first guy ever to put up 5,000 yards in a season. So if you're looking at non-winning, you could say Dan Marino would be the best of all time, But if you're looking at everything included, I mean, you can't argue, Joe Montana. Or on 4th and 1, the pass is incomplete. Again, another pass to Jeffrey was the target on that one. So it's 4th and 1, and that's incomplete. So now the Saints will take over with 11:48 to go, just able to extend that lead possibly, as 23 of the Saints did get there early, but there's no flag on the play. So 45-7 Saints over Eagles, 11:48 to go, and Saints get the ball. That's just my opinion. Winning doesn't mean everything, but winning does matter. And when you have a difference, and look who Brady done it with. Now, Breeze has had not the greatest wide receivers in the world either, but he's had some pretty good ones. And Brady's been able to continue this consistency. I remember one of their first Super Bowls, Deion Branch was the MVP. Deion Branch had like 11 catches and a touchdown and over 100 yards receiving. And I'm not trying to downplay Deion Branch, but who's Deion Branch compared to Jerry Rice, compared to Randy Moss, compared to Terrell Owens, compared to Chris Carter, the best in the game, compared to Michael Thomas, compared to Colston, compared to some of the guys that he's had over in the Saints? Who knows? Who knows? You'll never get a consistent answer. Some people still think Joe Montana is the greatest of all time. Some people do believe that Dan Marino is the greatest of all time. And, can I argue with that? Not necessarily. Not necessarily at all. But who knows? So back to these other games, guys, because they're close. Sorry about that. Back to these other games. We got Oakland has the ball at the 37-yard line. Arizona's 37-yard line, less than a minute to go. Looks like they might have a chance to maybe kick a game-winning field goal, depending. Then get in the field goal range here. 2nd and 10, less than a minute to go there at Arizona's 37-yard line. Denver has the ball, 1:35 to go. no timeouts, down 2, so they can hopefully try to get a field goal as they're at their own 13-yard line. They got some field to make up in a minute 35, 2nd and 5 there as they try to kick a field goal to win that game. So both those games coming down last minute. A lot of these games were close today, guys. A lot of fun around the league. Not so much for this game, 45-7. Saints have the ball. Saints up. But yeah, you look at these 1 o'clock games. You got Dallas, Atlanta ended on a game-winning field goal. Cincinnati, Baltimore, field goal wins that one. Carolina, Detroit, a failed point conversion wins that one, 2019. You got Tampa Bay, New York Giants. Giants win by 3. Washington, Houston wins by 2. Pittsburgh, Jacksonville. Pittsburgh wins basically on the last play of the game, winning 20-16. And now you got 2 games here within a field goal of each other as Oakland's now in the red zone with 2 seconds left, setting up for that game-winning field goal at about the 17-yard line. So it will be a 35-yard field goal for Oakland to get victory there. John Gruden, obviously, not a good season for them, but they look to go 2-8 on the season. And then you got Denver already at LA Chargers 45-yard line with 44 seconds left as they trail by 2. So close games coming up here. I'll try to keep you updated as much as possible. Breeze and the Saints up 45-7 here, trying to just milk out this clock here. 11 minutes to go as they pick up a first down by Smith. Again, Smith having a great day for the Saints here. Oakland going to kick the game-winning field goal. 2 seconds left in that one. As I should try to turn it to that game. Forget this. I'll turn it to those games and see what's going on. See if we can get you an update. Denver, LA coming down to the wire as well. So I'll turn it to the Raiders-Cardinals game. Raiders field goal is up and good, and the Raiders win 23-21. So both teams now 2-8 on the season. Raiders win 23-21, moving them up to 2-8 on the season. Cardinals fall to 2-8. Broncos at Chargers again. That game, 2-point game there. Denver has the ball. They're moving downfield. 2nd and 16 with 30 seconds to go. Denver back in Charger territory. So I'll keep you updated on this game. Give you some play-by-play on this one as well, as they're in shotgun formation in LA Chargers territory. 20 seconds left. No timeouts, however, as they try to move the ball downfield. They get the ball inside the 20. That 11 seconds to go. They need to hurry up and spike this ball. Clock the ball. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And they clock it with 3 seconds left. So they're now in field goal range. 2nd and 10. That's not going to matter here. 3 seconds to go. Down by 2 to the Chargers. This would be a huge win for Denver. Huge loss for the Chargers at 7-2. If they drop this one, they now fall 2 back of the Chiefs with only 1 game left between them. So, again, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. My name is Joe, keeping you up to date on these 4 o'clock games. Originally was during the Eagles-New Orleans game. That game 45-7. Thought I'd break to some of these closer games. Again, a lot of close games today in the NFL. We got the Chargers in Denver coming down to the wire. 3 seconds left. Denver on to attempt what would be a game-winning field goal. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Nope, there was a timeout right before that kick. So the Chargers called a timeout. They pulled one of those old fancy moves where they call a timeout right before the kick, right before the snap. Wow. So just before the time snapped, again, welcome to the Talk. My name is Joe. 22-20 Chargers over Denver. 3 seconds to go. Denver in field goal range. Set up for what would be a 35-yard game-winning field goal here. Again, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. We have fun every single week. Go live at least 3 times a week. If you are new, happy Thanksgiving, guys. If you haven't been in here already, happy Thanksgiving week to you all. Hope you all are safe. Hope you all have a fun weekend. Have a lot of good food. Spend time with family and friends. But here we are, Denver kicking a 34-yard field goal for the game. Again, huge loss here if the Chargers lose this one. Kick is now up. And the kick is good. Denver now officially wins this game 23-20 over the Chargers to go to 3-6 on the season. Chargers fall to 7-3, dropping them 2 back of the Kansas City Chiefs. Huge win for Denver on the road. Oh, no, at home, against LA. Wow. Big kick. So both games, both of the other 4 o'clock games go down to the last second field goal to decide it. Oakland kicks the last second field goal against Arizona to beat them 23-21. And then the Denver Broncos kick a game-winning field goal to win 23-22. And then the only game left in the 4 o'clock hour is the New Orleans Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles, with the Saints already up 45-7. And here in the red zone again, as they just continue to cruise against this team. But again, thank you for watching on Believers Talk. My name is Joe. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We continue to go live for, like I said, at least 3 times a week. Normally we do the Bills live play-by-play. However, the Bills have the bye week, so happy to give you coverage of another game. In the description below is my Twitter feed. Follow me on Twitter. We'll have voting polls like this all the time. Playoffs start. Might come on in for some live play-by-play streaming during the playoffs. Who knows? Who knows what we'll do? We'll have fun no matter what we do. And you'll have a chance to have your voice heard on Twitter if you just hit that follow button on our Twitter page as well. So thank you for watching my Believers Talk. That's in the description below. 45-7, Saints over Eagles. Only game left today. 8 minutes to go in this one. We'll try to follow you till the end. What time shall all of us come over for Thanksgiving? I'll bring the family and all my drunk friends. We'll have enough of those. We'll have enough of those at our place. So, where we have Thanksgiving. Luckily, I don't host Thanksgiving. I probably hate that actually. Those of you who do, it's great. No, we don't host Thanksgiving, so I look forward to going everywhere else and having them cook for me, and I can eat the good food. And then I can bring like drinks or pickles or something. I don't know. So Saints are in the red zone. They have it 2nd and goal now with 8:20 to go in this one. Maybe I'll bug out early so I can grab dinner. Still haven't had dinner yet today. I don't think this game's in doubt. I'll go through some of the other scores again. This will only be 2 games today. 2 games. 10 so far that have been decided by more than 5 points. So great day for the NFL. A lot of exciting football. And you still have tonight's game. It's going to be a great game tonight as we have the what game do you have tonight? Minnesota at Chicago, battle for first place in the NFC North. So should be a good one. Maybe I'll go on to Sports Fury. Josh is a huge Bears fan. Maybe I'll go on and say hi to them, see how they're doing, see how they've been. As they have done both YouTube and Twitch now. I'm not even sure if that one's on YouTube or Twitch. I'll have to find out. But if you haven't already subscribed to Sports Fury, go over there. Tell the guys Believers Talk. Joe says hi. And just subscribe to them as well. So 4th and goal now for the Saints as they run up the middle on 2nd and 3rd down, get nowhere, get stuffed. So it'll be interesting to see if they go for it on 4th and goal here from the 1-yard line. Less than 7 minutes now. They run it down to less than 7 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. But again, thank you for watching on Believers Talk. Again, not much going on in this game. 45-7 Saints will go to 9-1 on the season. Keep up with the Rams as they have the head-to-head against the Rams so far this year. And the Eagles will drop to 4-6, dropping them 2 back of the Redskins. Redskins, of course, losing Alex Smith for the season with a broken fibula and tibia. So that's not good for them. But also a game back of the Dallas Cowboys, who beat the Falcons today in another thriller of a game in the last second field goal there. So a lot going on in the NFL this week. Some big wins for some teams who needed them. We talk about some of these teams getting off to a poor start. You talked earlier about how the Bills might be moving up the board a little bit as far as draft position because of some of these wins. Denver's a big team where we'd be fighting for a draft position. So them getting that win, moving up to 4-6. I'm sorry, 4-6 on the season might put them above us now. Oakland getting that win. Who knows what's going to happen there as they're now only a game back of us. But again, I see the Bills getting somewhere between the 5th and 10th draft pick this year, finishing somewhere around 5-11, 6-10 on the season. Again, the Bills have the easiest schedule of all the remaining teams. We play Miami twice, who have been pretty poor since their 3-0 start. We play the Jets, who we know have been pretty poor this season. We play the Patriots. That's our one toughie. We play field goal is good, so it's 48-7 Saints, 6:46 to go in the 4th quarter. I'm from Miami, and Marino is the best I've ever seen in person. He would grab the... Yeah, like, honestly, who did he have as wide receiver? I think Dan Marino might be considered one of the best of all time. I hate saying that out loud. It makes me want to vomit a little bit. But you watch him play. But like I said, the first quarterback to ever throw for 5,000 yards, and that was an error in an era where passing was not nearly as much of a thing as is in today's game. I couldn't imagine Dan Marino playing with the Saints offense right now. You know, it's hard to believe that you could do better than Drew Brees is doing, but if there's someone who could probably do it, it might be Dan Marino. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the Eagles do going into next week. You know, the Eagles' schedule does not look like, you know, it's something that's going to be easy for them to get through here. As again, they play Washington twice. Who knows how Washington's going to look with now having Colt McCoy as the quarterback to play at Dallas, at LA, and then they play against the Houston team who's tough. You know, they have next week against the Giants coming off back-to-back wins as well, so that's not going to be as easy as a game as you originally thought going to Philadelphia. Giants, Philadelphia, always a tough game. Those division games in the NFC East always go back and forth. So it'll just be interesting to see what they do with the remaining schedule. And, you know, they, like I said, Washington, you might say Washington's going to be an easy win now, Colt McCoy, so that's 2 wins. Giants, you might get that one, but then you're talking about Dallas, Houston, LA, you can lose all 3 of those games. So who knows what's going to happen there. Again, 48-7 here, 6.5 minutes to go. Again, I might cut out early here, guys. I still haven't eaten dinner. 7:16 on the East Coast. Wouldn't mind grabbing some dinner. And before the 8 o'clock game starts, Chicago, Minnesota. That's going to be a fun one as well. So, again, thank you for watching on Believers Talk. I'll keep on here for a little bit longer with 6:40 to go in the fourth quarter. The Saints ahead of the Eagles 48-7. This game, again, well in hand. If I cut this stream short and the Eagles come back to win, I'll probably come back at some point in the comeback. When it's 48-35, I'll come back for you guys, okay? And see what we can get going here again. But again, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. My name is Joe. Twitter, in the description below is the Twitter handle or whatever you call it. You click on that. Follow us on Twitter. Like I said, we'll keep you updated on all Buffalo sports there, whether it be the Bills, the Bulls. You know, talk about the women's Bulls college basketball team. They were losing last we checked against Oregon. We'll see what happened there. That game's final is they lost by 20 to Oregon, 102-82. As there's an incomplete pass for the Eagles. They're going to bring up a 3rd and 3 with 6:12 to go. But they lose by 20 to Oregon, who's the 3rd-ranked women's college basketball team. So it was going to be an uphill climb in Oregon. So we knew that coming into the season, or coming into the matchup. Lose by 20 there. So the women's basketball team falls to 2-1 on the season. Tomorrow, the Buffalo Sabres play the Pittsburgh Penguins. We know how tough a game that is. Buffalo Sabres currently have a 5-game winning streak. So if you're a Sabres fan, man, it's exciting to be a Sabres fan this time of year because the Sabres are looking good. And like I said, we'll continue to cover them even through the offseason. We'll cover the Sabres as well. Maybe if there's a game on TV, we'll live stream that one as well. We'll see what happens with that. And then we go into Tuesday. There's no Buffalo news there. Going to Wednesday, the Buffalo Bulls men's basketball team plays Dartmouth, and the Buffalo Sabres then go against the Flyers on Wednesday as well. Then Friday, Buffalo. Is that Friday? Yeah, that's Friday. Buffalo, the Buffalo Bulls college football team goes up against Bowling Green for a chance to win the MAC conference, or the MAC East conference. And then the Sabres play Montreal, and then the Buffalo Bulls women's college basketball team goes up against Georgetown. So Friday's a big day for Buffalo sports as well. And then Saturday you have the Sabres playing against the Detroit Red Wings. You have Buffalo men's basketball team playing against Marist, and then you have the women's basketball team playing against South Dakota State. And then that leads us to Sunday when the Buffalo Bills play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, I'll be at that game, so I'll try to give you live feeds from the game in Buffalo. If you're going to that game as well, let me know. I'd love to hang out with a bunch of you. I'd love to be able to hang out with all of you and just be able to maybe have a beer together and just talk Buffalo Bills sports, man. So on 2nd and 10 for the Eagles, Wentz goes deep downfield and has another pass intercepted by the Saints. So with 5:20 to go, 48-7, the Saints get another interception deep inside their own territory. So second interception for Carson Wentz on the day. This one by number 31 of the Saints. So that's going to do it for me. I mean, this game 48-7, 5:20 to go. Going to grab some dinner before the Sunday night game. Hope you all enjoy the Sunday night football game or whatever you're doing tonight. Again, enjoy Thanksgiving week, guys. Have fun. Be safe. Have a good time. But again, my name is Joe. Thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Hit that like button if you haven't already. But that's it for me today. We'll be back this week to both talk about talk about the Buffalo Bills where we grade them so far going into the season after the bye week, how we look at the second half of the season, what that is going to look like for the Buffalo Bills, what we need to do to improve. And then Thursday, of course, be on here. Maybe it's going to be Friday. I don't want to ruin anyone's Thanksgiving, so we'll see what day that is. But one day this week, we'll definitely get on here to pregame the Jags game, and then we'll be live from Buffalo as the Buffalo Bills play Jacksonville Jaguars. But thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Again, my name is Joe. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video, and then also follow us on Twitter so that way you can be a part of the polls, be part of the action here on Believers Talk. Thank you for following me again on Believers Talk. But until next time, go Bills.